All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Faith Factor, the morning edition. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's piling in. This is going to be a really good show this morning. We are going to talk about narcissism. And the subject of the day is going to be young Pharaoh. Now, I don't know if any of you have had a chance to watch the video that young Pharaoh put out on Instagram, where he was going off on a 21-year-old college student that he had invited to his home. And he was particularly upset with the young woman because, as it seems, she went into a room and she snapped a photo and she did a quick Instagram, whatever post, and he was upset because apparently she snapped the photo without any permission, so he says. So I'm going to play that video for you guys, but before I do, I just wanted to say what's up to you guys, everybody coming in. I'm going to start trying to get these morning shows out and have these discussions because it's important for us to have these types of conversations here. These conversations are very important because the actions of the Black community and the people in the community, we need to scrutinize a little bit further because there are too many young women in their 20s and their teens that are falling for this type of behavior. It's narcissism at its best. And I'm going to show you the video of narcissism in its rarest form. Young Pharaoh humiliated this young woman. Make no mistake, he humiliated her. And he did it because he felt he had the power to do it. These young women are giving these men the power to disrespect them in this way. And you should never let anyone have that type of power over you. As a woman, you are supposed to demand respect. Demand. Now, as I was listening to this video, I looked at how he's speaking to the woman like she was nothing. How many times the B word just rolled off his tongue and she had no problem with it. I think maybe one time, just one time, she said, "I'm not a B." That was it. But other than that, she was still sticking around, hanging around the kitchen, just listening to him go off. And then she apologized. She apologized numerous times to this man who was disrespecting, abusing her, and just not having any type of, I would say he didn't have any type of care for this young lady at all. It was all a meticulous show for his narcissistic pleasure. And there was another young lady sitting in that kitchen, and she had absolutely no problem with how he was talking to and treating the other young lady. And like I said, with Black women, we do not stick together. When there is penis in the room, we do not stick together at all whatsoever. These two ladies were sitting there, and see, there was another young lady, because see, this whole young Pharaoh thing, this is something that's been blowing up all over the internet. So there was another young lady, I believe her name was Golden, and I believe she's one of the baby mothers. Now, young Pharaoh and Golden have been going at it with each other back and forth online. He's been disrespectful to her, and she is, in my opinion, just in my opinion, Golden is just as narcissistic as he is. So they're pretty much better made for each other, better matched for each other. Now, Golden, she has the ability to defend herself a lot better than this young lady, because Golden has gone online and she has dragged the young Pharaoh for the filth. I've been following this for quite some time now. But this young lady, she appears to be a little bit more meeker, a little bit more mild in her demeanor. And see, it seems as if he handpicks these people, these women that have this low self-esteem, this mild mannered about themselves. Because no matter how many times he disrespect her and call her the B word, She's just sitting there. I'm sorry, but I apologize though. What you want me to do? I'm sorry though. I, I, I just said I was sorry. It's pitiful. It's just pitiful. But these are the monsters you women are creating. Men like young Pharaoh, or males, because he's not a man. These are the monsters that some of you women are creating when you accept that type of behavior. And because you sit there and take it, they think it's okay. They don't have any incentive to do anything different because you're sitting right there taking the abuse. And always there's always another woman, and in this case the other woman sitting right in the kitchen watching the abuse, and she's going to step right up and be contestant number 3. All of these women have witnessed his narcissism. All of these women have witnessed how he treats his baby mothers, and yet they keep fouling in. They continue to foul in. So if you guys want to know how a guy can sit up here and have 7 baby mamas and 15 kids and women keep fouling in, watch this video. These guys know how to pick them. They know how to pick them. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and I hope this time that you guys can hear the audio, because this is going to be a pretty long video, but I'm going to play it in its entirety because I don't want you to miss 1 second of this narcissistic behavior. This is disgusting, class A narcissistic behavior. And look at the behavior of the women. Look at the behavior of the women. And tell me that these women are not handpicked by narcissists. Tell me that they're not handpicked. Because any regular woman in her right mind would not take that type of treatment. Not a whole woman that is healthy in mind and spirit. But just watch how he dresses this woman down and look at the reaction of the other woman in the video. And then I'll come back and do my commentary. All right, let's see here. All right, so you guys see my screen here. Let me go ahead and stop that. I wanted to share something different. Share screen, Chrome tab. Okay. No, that's not it. Hold on. Y'all know I be over here struggle streaming, so bear with me real quickly. All right, this is it right here. Finally. Okay, and this was actually shared by a young lady by the name of Sweet Moth for Life. She has 29,700 subscribers. And I'm going to go ahead and play this from her feed.
So now we got to push it on the internet because people doing clout chasing shit behind my back that I never really realized people do, right? Now I'm over here with clout chasing, okay? And I'm over here with somebody that I got a lot of respect for that's from my city. She's from my hood. This is Tina, right? Now apparently this person right here, okay, clout chasing, is putting shit in her story with my baby mom in her story, talking about these people are influencers. It's messy. Now, it's 2 women over here, right? We're going to keep it a buck. I'm gonna ask simple questions while Martina is sitting right here. We're not going to do no cap. I'm going to ask simple questions while Martina is right here, and the answer is going to speak for itself, right? Am I being messy? Am I being messy? Okay, then. So why you posting in your story that you... Yes, you are. Why you posting in your... Okay, now Okay, now she over here doing clout chasing shit. She went into this bedroom, took a picture without permission. Everybody knows. She even signed the NDA. Everybody knows I don't want my house. I don't want my private business on the internet. She still did it anyway. That's disrespectful. My kids be over here. Golden still potentially could come over here. Y'all know we going through some shit. That's this. Let me get this out. It's not you're too good to be true. You're not respecting people's rules. You're violating people. Now here's the thing. Okay, now you put in my private life on the internet without my permission. Now here's the thing. It's not about no messy. Shorty been over here trying to get some dick the whole time. Shorty been over here trying to get some dick the whole time. I've been telling her no. Right, or am I lying?
No, you're not.
Okay then.
I'm not lying.
Okay then. So why are you on the internet trying to be messy, son? Why you making me do this? Why you making me do this talking about influencers being messy? You the one over here trying to... Yes, that's some clout chasing shit. Because you're trying to make a spectacle and get views and entertainment based upon my real life. It's not about no PTSD. Tina, do you believe I'm tripping? Do you believe I got PTSD?
Black and white. It's not because I don't know what you meant by that. What do you mean by these influencers?
Okay, so now you guys are hearing this, right? And you're seeing exactly what he's doing. Now, to some people, it may appear as if he's checking her because she took pictures in his house without his permission and she signed some kind of agreement that she wouldn't do so. But what I'm seeing is this is a guy, a narcissistic asshole that wanted to humiliate this woman. Now, I have no idea what was in it for him to humiliate this woman, but I saw the so-called picture that this girl took. She took a picture of a bottle of wine that was sitting in front of a chair. Okay? And nobody would even know where she took this picture at. Nobody would know. That's all she did. And so he's going off on a whole tangent because she snapped a picture of a bottle of wine sitting on a table next to a chair. And now he has interjected her friend into this. And you see how her friend turned on her just that fast. He has incorporated this, and I think he's done this for a reason. He's incorporated the friend into the argument or the situation that he himself created. So now he's pushing the other girl to the side. But I think he's doing this in order to isolate Tina, the other girl that's sitting across from her. This is what I think he's doing. I think this is the whole reasoning behind why he felt the need to humiliate and embarrass this other one. Because now Tina's sitting in the kitchen and Tina's listening to this nonsense and she's seeing how he's treating her friend. Does Tina come to her friend's defense? No. Tina's sitting there and she's actually justifying what young Pharoah is saying. And see, this is what I'm talking about with Black people and our idols. We are the biggest idolaters out here. Even when our idols are wrong, and even when we can clearly see that what they're doing is not healthy, we'll sit there and we will gobble it all up anyway. Now, in this situation, these two women should have stuck together. But as you can see, Tina is sitting right there at that kitchen counter, and she's allowing this man to dress her friend down. And she's even gone in further to defend him. Just watch the whole interaction. This is how these young girls keep getting caught up. This is how they keep getting caught up. So if you want to know how somebody like young Pharoah, how somebody like Sierra's baby daddy with all the baby mamas can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 baby mamas, this is how. This is exactly how that happens. Because women don't stick together. And we're, instead of looking at the abusive behavior of the man The only thing we care about is when is it going to be our next shot to be in the limelight. So now Tina, it looks like he's selected Tina because he's done with the other girl. He's done with her. Now it seems as if he's selected Tina to be contestant number 99 or 109. So Tina's being highlighted now. Tina's being highlighted. Just pay attention. Let me go back and play.
That's messy, right?
Are you referring to Pharoah? I'm sorry. It's not that serious to me. But if it's that serious,
so if it's not that serious, you shouldn't be posting that. You knew not to do that before you.
Okay, that's the first time you hear her apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did it? Listen, then Shorty did some crazy shit yesterday. Like I'm recording and she come jump in the camera. Then act like she don't see me. Then she act like she don't see me recording. It was on accident. No, it was not on no fucking accident. You've been doing little shit the whole time I've been checking you out. And now then you were supposed to, and now you're leaving tomorrow. Why? Because your behavior is fucking aggravating and annoying. And I've told you that.
I apologize.
Okay, but have I not told you that your behavior has been annoying?
Second time she's apologized. Once again, I apologize. I apologize. She's not going to get through to this guy. This guy has made up his mind already. He's already made up his mind. See, this is what it looks like. This is how pathetic this type of behavior is. But these guys come online and they try to sell you this dream of polygamy and polyamory and all this other bullshit. But you women, you young ladies, pay attention to how women in this situation are being treated. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at his narcissistic stance, his attitude, his whole attitude. These women give him power to be like this. They gave him this power. And when you give up your power and give it to somebody else, this is how they treat you. You should never have let any other person have this type of power over you. Pay attention. Pay close attention.
Listen to me. I believe it's that serious, and you are clout chasing. Because we're not even here doing that much. We're not even here doing that much. We're not even been in here doing that much. You the one getting the attitude. You the one getting the attitude because somebody won't fuck you. Yes. You the one getting mad talking about yes.
Why are you attacking me?
Because you doing shit on the internet that's not respectful to what I had and got going on, and it's not even that type of party, sweetheart.
You're that close-minded, sweetheart. Then be that
way. It's not about close-minded. It's about respect. Y'all bitches don't understand respect. So now you're getting violated. Because I told you keep violating. Y'all bitches do not understand respect.
I'm not.
You are clout chasing.
You told me to tag you in that post, right?
No, then you did some other shit about something's messy. You did something before. You've been being messy. Yes, you have been being messy.
If you feel that way, then do that.
You're violating.
Okay.
This is my kid's mother. This is somebody that I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. Okay, pause real quick. Now Golden tagged her in a post or something, right?
Right.
Now, did I tell her she could talk shit about Golden? No. No, right? Could you come here really quick?
Right.
Did I ever tell her she could talk shit about Golden?
No.
Didn't I tell her that's my baby mother and you gotta respect my baby? Okay. Now, but I told her she could defend herself, right?
Yes.
Why? Because I thought Golden was tagging you in a post, but I didn't know you posted some shit first. I didn't know you violated my fucking space and did something that you knew not to do. You signed a whole fucking NDA not to do. And it's not no calm down. You're not my bitch. You're not my bitch. You're not my... Yeah, no, I'm not doing too much. You're clout chasing. You're clout chasing. You're clout chasing.
Okay.
You're clout chasing.
I'm a clout chaser.
Yeah.
I'm a clout chaser.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to get out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a clout chaser.
So stop playing in your story.
I'm not a clout chaser.
Stop playing in your story.
You obviously have anxiety.
I don't have it. It's the people who can never stay calm, right? Like these type of people who know they're guilty, who always telling you to calm down. Now then they want to diagnose me. Now I have PTSD. Now I have PTSD because Shorty cloud chasing and she violates, she disrespected. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I'm not together.
Okay. Exactly, Allison in Wonderland. He says, you bitches. don't understand respect. Now, once again, he's not only just talking to the young lady, that the dark skinned young lady, but he's basically with one blanket, one swell swoop, he has engulfed all the women in that room when he said, "You bitches." And none of the women in that room felt violated. Nobody was like, "Hey, don't call me that," or anything. I think she said it one time and that was it. But the total blatant disregard, the disrespect of these women is off the Richter scale. And they're sitting there gobbling it all up. This is the most treasonous part of it. They're sitting there and they are allowing him to disrespect them. And make no mistake, just because he said that he respect the other girl early on, before any of this happened, he said, "Oh, I'm here with two women, one of the ladies I respect." He don't respect her either, because when he said "you bitches," he was also talking about her too. Now, I was reading an article in Narcissist Life, and they were talking about when a narcissist can't control you anymore, there are a few things that happen. There are a few things that happen. See, narcissistic people, they see other people in their environment as extensions of themselves. And they are the center of the world. They're the controller. They're an idol to be adored and admired. And remember, this is what I told you. Black people, we love our idols. We love our idols. Too much, in fact, that we would let our idols even shit upon us and disrespect us because we love them so much. We pedestalize the hell out of regular human beings and put them even above ourselves. And we as women, we have it even worse. We're even worse with it. I look at these two young ladies and I cringe on the inside, just watching them sit there and listen to this guy abuse this woman. But narcissists, in their mind, this makes it acceptable for them to control and abuse other people. And here's the thing: when a narcissist tries to control other people, they do it because they have this fear of abandonment. They have this fear that people are going to find out who they really are at their core being. So they're going to subjugate you to manipulation. They're going to threaten you. They're going to coerce you. They're going to guilt trip you, manipulate, dominate. Narcissists have an obsessive need to control others due to their fear of abandonment. Abandonment is the ultimate narcissistic injury. People suffering from narcissism attempt to control others in order to enhance their own sense of power and entitlement. And this is what is going on with this situation right here. This is a control move, a power move on behalf of young Pharoah. He's got this girl on the verge of tears, and she's apologizing over and over again for doing what? Taking a picture of a glass of wine sitting on a table. He created an entire scenario and situation where he has made her wrong, and she actually didn't do anything, but she's apologizing. Let me go on back to the stream.
With my kid's mother or not, when I'm back, or if I'm battling my kid's mother or not, the next bitch who has not contributed to nothing is not gonna come in here trying to be cute, and we not even on her like that. Ain't nobody even here dicking you down through here like that. You asking for the dick, you begging for the dick. Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong, but know your fucking place and respect your place. You in here doing too much. Okay, I apologize. My kids sleep in that room. It's not about an apology is one thing, but you still doing sucker shit on internet for views. So now No, I'm not being too serious. Bitch, you being disrespectful. That's called disrespect. Yes. Do I come in? Yes, because you violated. So now you get violated. Okay. Well, do I come in? She said, no, I don't have an open mind to disrespect or people that violate. I don't come into your house and take pictures of your shit or put your family or shit on the internet. You're not going.
Okay, this is the third time. She says, I said I apologize. I said I apologize. This is the third time she done apologized to this guy. Do he look like he give a damn? Do he look like he got any empathy for her? But she keep apologizing anyway, as if it's going to make a difference. See, narcissists, they typically believe that they deserve special recognition for their superior talent. Young Pharoah is a rapper. So he feels he deserves recognition for his superior talent or intelligence, which they feel gives them the right to exploit, demean, and use others. This man is sitting here and he's exploiting this young woman. He's the one that's clout chasing. It's not the other way around. He's projecting onto her what he himself is. He's clout chasing because he's using her and he has created a situation where he could use her because he knows that she adores him, that she places him up on this pedestal, and he is utilizing that to his advantage. In intimate relationships, narcissism and control might be exhibited in the narcissist's attempt to determine a partner's choice of friends or how a loved one dresses. The narcissist may even become jealous or possessive and resort to aggressive behavior to exert control. Now, in this case, he's being very passive aggressive. He's being passive aggressive in his endeavor to exert control. But make no mistake about it. He is definitely controlling this situation. He's controlling both women in this situation. And most of the time, these narcissists, they resent a partner who does not focus constant attention on their narcissistic behavior or defer to his or her desires. The narcissist feels as if he must control his significant others in order to have a steady and reliable source of narcissistic supply. So in this case, he's going to alienate the other girl in order to isolate her friend. And so now, in alienating the other girl, he's going to have a steady narcissistic supply from the friend, because the friend has already confirmed that she's ready to sign on to the program when she starts taking his side and cutting into the other girl. Pay attention. Pay attention to how all of this happens. But let me go back and play the stream.
Don't do that with mine. You can hug her, whatever. Like I told you before, off the camera, if this was another space and time, I would have interacted with you differently for violating like that.
I'll delete everything then.
It don't matter if you delete everything. I already seen you do it, and you lied. And you lied. And you try to
lie about. Maybe I had something wrong. What did I lie about?
You lied yesterday. Right in my face. You did some shit and then tried to say, "Oh, I'm drunk. I didn't know what I was doing." You knew exactly what you were doing. You lied. You've been doing multiple little bullshits and then getting knocked. But anyway, y'all, we're not gonna drag this on too much longer. But I just want to come over and let y'all know. Listen here, we're not gonna do that. Y'all bitches not gonna come over here and do that, son. Nobody's on that type of time. I'm not one of them average niggas y'all used to dealing with. Y'all not gonna be opening the door. Listen, if you just now meeting me, you're not gonna disrespect anybody that I previously knew or interacted with. That's not, we not opening the door. Okay, I don't move like that.
This is the fourth time she done apologize, y'all. And pay attention to his language. I'm not one of them average niggas you bitches used to dealing with. Who in the hell do you think you are? You put your pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. You sit down on the toilet and shit just like everybody else. Your shit don't stink, nigga. Nigga. But yet these two young women were sitting in this kitchen and they were gobbling all of this up. And how many times did he have to say, you the one sitting up here begging for dick? How many times did he have to say that? And she just sat there and said, okay, well, okay, I did. No, no. What are you young women doing out here? What are y'all doing? Is this how you think you should be treated? Is this how you think you should be talked to? You don't never let no guy talk to you like this. Ain't that much submission in the world for you to allow somebody to walk over you and treat you like shit. This is not submission. This is abuse. Yes, Allison in Wonderland, it's time to go. It been time to go. The first time the word bitch rolled out of his mouth, it was time to go. But she there, according to him, begging for dick. She begging for dick, though. So now, if a narcissist is afraid of being abandoned and they're afraid of losing their narcissistic supply, they would rather control, master, or direct the potentially destabilizing situation. And this is what I believe he's doing right here. So instead of her eventually waking up and realizing he ain't shit and she abandons him, because I think that this has happened to him before with Golden, as a matter of fact. Golden left his ass. And see, I think that Golden is the one that really gets under his skin. Because Golden tells him all the time how he ain't shit and he trash. And so when he was no longer able to control Golden, he has to get his narcissistic supply somewhere else. Enter all these young, dumb females. And they're sitting up here allowing him to do this. Now, Golden, she broke the chain. She said, nigga, you ain't finna be sitting up here floxing and flexing on me. And she went and she did her own narcissistic smear campaign on him. And I say, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. He pretty much, he deserved that shit. He deserved that shit. But when a narcissist loses their narcissistic supply, they go into a narcissistic rage. It can range anywhere between aggressive outbursts, violent outbursts, and I do believe that he was accused of putting his hands on Golden a few times, or it will come out and manifest itself in passive aggressive behavior, as you are seeing here. This is a more subtle form of rage, but it is equally as damaging. Passive aggressive involves giving the partner the silent treatment, backstabbing, agreeing to do something important and then denying it when the time comes, gaslighting, orchestrating someone's failure, procrastinating, guilt tripping. This is all being displayed right here. You're watching this in real time. Then there's the suppressive behavior. This type of narcissistic behavior involves playing the victim by acting as if something is wrong in hopes of getting attention. Now, what is he doing? Right now, he's playing the victim. He said that she violated his privacy. She did something wrong when she posted that picture of champagne sitting on a table. And they're acting as if a problem doesn't exist and treating their significant other as if they have done something wrong without letting them know what they've done. This girl really don't know exactly what she did wrong, but she's apologizing over and over again. 4 times so far, I've counted, and this is just the middle of that video. She's apologized to this guy. I don't even think she knows what she's apologizing for. But let's go back to the video.
I argue with my baby mother because she violated me, but I'm not gonna let a stranger violate. If I don't know you a stranger, you a fucking stranger. That's what the fuck you are. I don't show off for strangers or do extra shit for strangers or none of that weak shit for strangers. Period. This ain't no acting like this. I've been like this. Who I walk in with is who I walk out with.
You have to calm down.
I am calm. All right, so I just wanted to address that. Bitches, stop. Don't come over here. Nigga gonna check you every time over here. This is not. This ain't none of that. This ain't none of that shit y'all niggas used to. And she's leaving tomorrow. She's leaving tomorrow. And we still working and cooking over here. The fuck out of here. Listen here, y'all. Ain't no I thought you were different. Y'all bitches, I ain't different. I'm extremely different. Not just different. I'm extreme. I live by the code. Y'all bitches don't live by no code. Y'all bitches be doing y'all.
Okay, all right. He once again wants to put himself on this pedestal, and these women are helping him do that. I ain't different. I'm extremely different. You bitches don't live by no code. Who the fuck are you, nigga? You know, I wish I could morph myself into that young woman's body, because one of them pots and pans hanging around there in the background would definitely have been going upside that nigga's head. There's no way. Too many bitches, too many goddamn bitches done rolled off that tongue for me. You would have had a whole nother live stream of me beating that motherfucking ass. I would not have sat there and took that. I'm sorry. Y'all can say Faith is you're violent and all this type of stuff. This nigga right here, I would have took them goddamn moppy ass braids off his head. He would have been, that shit would have been hanging and stringing around the next room somewhere. Fucking around with me. Too many goddamn bitches. Allison says she doesn't understand that he has a problem, and she's probably used to being spoken to like that. Exactly. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why a lot of these guys say they like them young. Look at this. Just look at this. 2 of them in the same room. And like I said, they know how he treated Golden. And they're 2 women in the same room. One woman is being abused, and the other woman is sitting there, and she's co-signing the abuse as if she's not next. I kid you not. I kid you not. These young people, when I told you guys yesterday that there is a reason why young people should not get with older people, because the older person is always going to manipulate. Your mind does not fully develop and become capable of warding you off from these types of attacks until you get much older. These young girls, they have no idea of how to protect themselves from somebody like this. They're sitting up here on the verge of tears, crying, apologizing, and they haven't done anything. This is despicable. This is very despicable behavior. But let me go ahead and continue.
Bitches is used to dealing with niggas that let y'all do whatever, let y'all violate, I don't move like that. I'm not none of these regular niggas. No, ain't no why you acting like that. You used to dealing with them white boys or that Jew that's calling your phone 17 times. No. Yes, you used to dealing with them weak ass white boys. No. Yes, you are. I'm not them weak ass white boys or niggas. No. Would you go into that Jewish man house you be talking to and post his shit and put it on the internet?
Yep.
That's him. You ain't gonna do that shit over here.
You know I wasn't trying to post your house all over the place.
It don't matter. You didn't even take it to consider. Listen, Tina. When I first started talking to you, right? Okay. So when I first started talking to you, right?
Right.
What did I do? I took your kids into consideration, right?
Right.
I never came in your house disrespectful.
Nope.
Avoided your house. To be honest, avoided your house because you got kids. Never violated your living situation. Ain't never said nothing crazy about none of your baby dads. Ain't never. I'm not talking to you no more. Never said nothing crazy about your baby dad. Never had no crazy father conversations with you about your baby father. We ain't never talked about shit but getting money moving forward and some mental shit.
Right.
No violation. Nobody's violating anybody. So, okay, no disrespect, right? No disrespect, right? Okay, so same rules apply with everybody. Same rules apply with everybody. You feel me? Mm-hmm. What the fuck is hard to understand? Motherfuckers don't know how to move. But I just want to put that on the record. I ain't never disrespected. I ain't never violated. I just asked you to get off the phone with your child's father. I just sent the whole voicemail out of respect.
Right.
Feel me? I don't move like that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't care about a lot of women, sweetheart. Y'all bitches got it fucked up. Y'all got the game fucked up. Y'all, man, listen here.
Finally.
You are what you act like. That's
finally.
Shit. Yes. If you would have did that.
Okay, so finally she defends herself for being called a bitch after he done said it for like the 99th time. But you see how he keeps pulling in the other woman, Tina, into the conversation. He's using Tina to also berate and belittle the other woman. You see how he's done this. So now he's placed and hoist Tina up on this pedestal. When he first came in, he says, "Yeah, you know, I'm with two women. One of them is a clout chasey, and the other one is a woman that I respect." You know, he did that right off the bat. So right off the bat, he's hoisting Tina up, and Tina's another young girl. Okay, she's another young, dumb, silly girl. She don't even recognize what's happening here. He's grooming her. This is the grooming process right before your eyes, but this is a different variation of the grooming process. So now, in order to get his next victim in place, he's going to sacrifice a woman that he had been victimizing already. So he already had his fill with the other girl. So now he's doing all of this to isolate Tina. Pay attention. All of this so he can isolate Tina.
That in Buffalo back in about 2010, I know about 5 females that would have fucked you up over that.
What do you want from me?
No, you apologize now, but you knew it was wrong for you did it. That's the point.
Obviously, that's what I'm apologizing.
So the thing is this: if you didn't know that was wrong before you did it, say that again.
You're not the God of the universe.
I'm not the God of the universe now, y'all.
You're a little toxic. You are a God as a black man.
So listen, whenever you uphold boundaries, black man, and whenever you uphold rules and regulations, these bitches start trying to, you're not God. Actually, I am God, though.
But can I defend myself?
You could go on your social media where you've been and defend yourself. But I'm going to come on mine and hold my people down.
Hold on. But you have boundaries. But you can't frame people just because.
Who's framing you? That's what you did. It's on your social media.
I'm not cloud chasing. It's not that.
Did my child's mother not tag you in a post because you posted a picture
after wine and it happened to be your couch?
Didn't you sign an NDA that say no phones and cameras?
I'm so sorry.
Bitch, can you not read? You're in college. You're not dumb.
I can read, but you're...
Okay, so you signed an NDA that said you're not going to pull out any... Listen here, do not sign an NDA saying that you're not going to pull out no phones or no cameras in nobody's house and respect their privacy and then violate that contract.
How many times is she going to apologize to this nigga? How many times? Now, if you go back to the Instagram post, I don't know if she still has it up or not, but the picture is a picture of a bottle of wine sitting on a freaking table. Sitting on a freaking table. Yes, Lala Bell, I know his name is Young Pharoah. Kent Hyde says, I see homosexual tendencies in Pharoah. He moves like a messy female. Yes. Yes, he does. And see, I don't understand. And let me just go off on my own little tangent real quick. I can't stand these niggas that be wearing them long ass feminine looking dreads. They be sitting up here with them damn long ass feminine looking dreads, just swishing their hair over their shoulders like they goddamn females. I can never stand that shit. And I never understood women that found that shit attractive. How in the hell is you finding a man attractive that think he look better than you? Now he think he's flyer than the women that's sitting in his kitchen. How many times he gonna flip his hair around? What type of shit is this? I never like a feminine acting bitch ass nigga. Never. If you a bitch ass nigga and you got them long ass dreads and you sitting up here talking about some play in your motherfucking hair, how you like my hair, isn't it nice? Bitch ass nigga, get the fuck out of here. I'm the woman in this goddamn situation, not you. But I can't see how these women are always flocking to these effeminate ass men. But I'm sorry, that was my personal tangent. I can't stand them dread motherfuckers. But anyway, let me go on ahead. Let me go ahead back here and play the video because it's more. Unfortunately, there's more.
And then say, allow somebody to learn to grow. This is what it is. Y'all bitches be knowing what y'all be doing before y'all be doing it. Y'all think y'all slick and y'all used to getting away with everything. Y'all used to getting away with everything. Some of y'all don't understand nothing but to be smacked the shit out of. I'm not gonna be a nigga that's gonna smack the shit out of you, but this is why a lot of y'all bitches get smacked the shit out of. Facts. Listen here. Read. Don't be like this bozo. Don't be like this bozo who's 21 years old in college and signing a fucking NDA and then going to violate the NDA and then try to finesse and say, oh, I didn't know, I apologize. Bitch, don't apologize. Don't apologize for some shit that you knew was wrong before you did it.
Can I defend myself?
Period. Defend yourself on your social media. Anyway, y'all, we're moving forward. Game. You feel me? Y'all got the game fucked up. Y'all bitches out here is on living on ego. We become friends, man. Women play mind games. Hey, defend yourself. Go ahead. Go.
Did he just say y'all bitches out here living on ego? Did this bitch ass nigga, the nerve, the unmitigated nerve? I cannot believe this nigga had the nerve to bring up ego. When you've been sitting up here for about 12 minutes ego tripping off a stupid ass NDA because a chick set up and took a picture of a bottle of wine sitting on a table. Nigga. Wow. Unbelievable.
I'm not a clout chaser. Okay, and I'm not like everybody who you were, who you met back in the day. You're trying to be toxic. Okay, I'm not
trying to be toxic. Why would you post that?
What do you mean by that post? I meant by that I was trying to talk to my followers. Look, I don't mean to be messy. I don't mean to be a drama page. I don't mean to be the shade room.
But you're being that by posting.
Okay, no, this woman ain't. No, this girl ain't tearing up. He done actually managed to bring this young woman to tears. Y'all hear her voice? She's finna sit up here and cry. I wish I could step in and be like, look, girl, wipe them goddamn tears from your eyes. You ain't losing a goddamn thing. You ain't losing shit. Right, Ken Hyde says, why is she still there? That's what I'm talking about. Now, he going to say early on, oh, this bitch leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow? Nigga, I'm gone now. I'm the fuck out of here right the fuck now. And then on my way out, I would have clocked his ass upside the head and that bitch sitting across from there, co-signing that shit. Both of their ass could have got the business. Both of them. Is she sitting up there? I just can't. I can't.
Screenshot.
You told me to post you and to tag you in it. Stop being toxic.
Listen, no, I told you to defend yourself and to tag me in that one post. You
like
post some other shit from the DMs that y'all having.
That don't mean
I didn't tell you to post that. I told you to post a group message because you. Yes, because you came.
I'm defending myself.
No, you're not. You made it seem you had this area.
As you are, you will understand.
You had it seeming like it's a woman over here who never met me. You feel me? Trying to tell me this is not me. Bitch had a nigga before we was talking. Okay, months ago, on and off, had a nigga. Think the nigga was white. I don't know. We ain't never been wifey dyed. None of that. None of that. This is our first time linking up, and this motherfucker got the nerve to tell me this is not me. I'm being toxic. You don't even fucking know me, son.
You don't know me either, so why are you trying to tell me about myself?
Oh my God, that whiny voice, that whiny crying voice that she got going on. I would not be crying over this nigga. Right, Ken had that so-called friend. Hell no. After this, me and her could never rock with each other. She was so quick to throw her friend under the bus for some goddamn young Pharaoh penis. It wasn't even funny. And she was sitting up there co-signing all the bullshit that he was saying. Now, he done told her to go to the internet and post some shit and defend herself, but he didn't like how she defended herself. So now all of a sudden she all kinds of bitches and she all kind of clout chasing bitches and stuff like that. Boy, right. It couldn't be my daughter. It couldn't be. Because if I seen a video and my daughter is up here acting the goddamn fool, I would be going the hell off. Like, how the hell you sitting up here crying and acting like a straight fool over this nigga? This nigga right here. But I'm telling you, this is how that shit happens. If you want to know how these fools are able to manipulate, are able to sit up here and pretty much get these young girls to do dumbass shit, you're watching it in real time. You're watching it in real fucking time. And this is the reason why it's so hard to talk to the younger generation. It's difficult. Because I'm telling you, the younger generation, their minds are gone. They would rather listen to narcissistic Negroes like Kevin Samuels and all the rest of these fools telling them that they don't even have a right to have an orgasm. You orgasm when I tell you you can orgasm, bitch. You ain't even got a right to orgasm. It's just me and my pleasure. This narcissistic bullshit. And you'll have a bunch of women standing in line every time signing up for the program.
I'm not telling you about yourself. I'm telling you the boundaries that I feel like you cross. And you over here talking about bend some fucking rules.
And you never once wanted to listen to me. Because you just want to just frame everybody. I know that there's toxic black men out there, but I'm not like that. Stop trying to put us in a fucking box.
Listen, nobody trying to frame you, sweetheart. If I'm telling you you crossed the line, that means you crossed the line.
I crossed the line, yes, and I apologize.
Multiple
now,
times.
What do you want?
Multiple times.
Okay, now what do you want?
Nothing. You going home.
Okay, I'm going home because I'm not a perfect human being. Clearly.
No, I'm toxic, y'all, apparently. So I'm going to tell y'all what I'd be toxic, but I'm going to tell you what. Don't come over here playing with me.
I'm not playing with
Period.
you.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the
You're scared.
talking to toxic.
You're scared and you have anxiety and potentially PTSD, but you don't want to see that because you're young spirit.
Now I'm being diagnosed by a 21-year-old college student who loves white boys. Now I'm scared and I got PTSD.
Okay, so now he don't like this 21-year-old college student that likes white boys, but at some point in time, he liked that 21-year-old college student that liked white boys enough to have her in his house, and he claims she a stranger that he don't know, but she in his house. But now she ain't shit. Exactly, Allison. He's devaluing her. He's devaluing her. and it is abusive. Geechee Farmer said, put some bass in your voice, bruh. This nigga is something else. But I'm telling you, it is the women that give niggas like this that power. The women give him this power. He would not have this power if these women did not give it to him. But she's sitting up there, she's tearing up, she's crying, she's upset because he's making her leave. A nigga wouldn't have to make me leave. After the first bitch, oh, ain't no you leaving. Nigga, I'm gone. Fuck you. Fuck this mansion. Fuck all this shit. And as a matter of fact, I'm tearing some shit up on the way fucking out. This nigga, he be having the right ones. I'm telling you. They be finding the right ones. They know the ones. They be hand picking them. I'm telling you. They hand pick their victims. They know exactly what they doing when they go and grab these females. When these guys be on land talking about they want submissive, they want docile, fit, feminine, friendly. Okay, well, it looked like those girls over there were fit, feminine, and friendly. Look what they do to fit, feminine, and friendly. They want you docile. They want you submissive so they can abuse you. See, they don't want a faith over there with my gruff ass. They don't want my gruff ass over there. Because I'll show them something. It ain't going to be no fit, feminine, and friendly. I'm going to be fit, but I'm going to be masculine, and I'm going to be rough because I'm going to beat that ass. You're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to disrespect me. Exactly, Allison. Quiet, submissive, feminine, those are code words for doormat. And not all, feminine women are doormats, but I'm just saying there is an MO for this, and they know who to fuck with. Because they wouldn't have my ass in there. The lights will definitely go out fucking with me. Okay? Your lights will definitely go out fucking with me. But let me continue.
That's not true.
Okay. Okay. It ain't me. I got PTSD.
You're trying to put labels on me.
If I got PTSD, why you over here trying to fuck me? If I'm toxic, why you over here trying to fuck me? If I'm toxic, no, because I don't be trying to fuck people or be with people that I feel like is toxic or got PTSD.
Well, I don't want to fuck you now because now I think that you have PTSD because you're trying to frame that as you do.
Martina, do you think I have PTSD? That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I'm good.
Well, if she want to dick suck you, she can do that. But I'm not going to do that.
Just because she has her own mind don't mean she dick sucking.
I'm not going to do that.
Just because
stop doing something and you don't.
We addressed this.
But that's why we in this predicament now.
We already addressed this.
Because somebody tells you to stop doing something and you keep doing it, right?
We already addressed this. I apologize. And I said...
Exactly, but what did we say? Exactly, but what did we say? If this...
I apologize. And I said...
Exactly, but what did we...
Okay, look at this man. Hold on a second. Where was I at? Look at this goddamn mammy. She's sitting up here talking about, this is why we in this situation right now. This is why we in this situation. She co-signing the hell out of this bullshit. And then he keep interjecting her into the argument as if what she say means something. What the fuck? Who the fuck is you, bitch? You is just the next bitch that want to stand in line to get kicked in the ass. Who the fuck is you? But he keep deferring to this heifer. You know what, Allison? I don't know if this is a poly relationship, but it sure looks like what's going on. But what I think is going on is he's had his fill of the other young lady, and now he is trying to isolate the other girl, Tina. So he's going to kick the other girl out, and he's going to have Tina all to himself. And see, Tina is going to give him more of a narcissistic supply than the other girl is. And see, and they know this. They know this already. When they choose their victims, they already know who they can get away with certain shit with. So Tina is the weaker one, so he's going to keep her around. And he's going to kick old girl to the curb. Both of them weak, but he has chosen the weakest. Tina is the weakest, and so now she gets to stay. Ken has said, "Oh, I apologize for the beating I'm about to give you, girl." Yes, yes, I would be up there like I would stand up like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and get the whooping that ass, nigga. You got the wrong motherfucker, and if that bitch jump in, I'ma beat that ass too. Exactly, Allison. He's discarding the stronger one.
That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I'm good.
Well, if she want to dick suck you, she can do that. But I'm not going to do that.
Listen, just because she has her own mind don't mean she dick sucking.
I'm not going to do that.
Just because
stop doing something and you don't.
We addressed this.
But that's why we in this predicament now.
We already addressed this.
because somebody tells you to stop doing something, and you keep doing it, right?
We already addressed this. I apologize. And I said
Exactly, but what did we say? What did we say? Exactly, but what did we say? You, if this was court, you got 7 charges. You got 7 different things I could factually say you violated on.
It's not court, bro.
This is court. This is court in my house. Listen, if you was in that white man house, you wouldn't be doing that. I know you don't.
Why are you acting like this?
Because stop playing with me like I'm dumb.
I'm not.
Y'all bitches be trying to y'all don't.
I'm scared. I'm not playing with you.
Y'all
I'm like every
bitches.
other bitch. You fuck with who?
Oh,
Now I'm scared. Now I'm
Lord
scared.
have mercy. I promise you, they be having the wrong women in the wrong places at the
Don't
wrong
disrespect nobody. Don't
goddamn
violate
time.
nobody's space. Why the fuck is that so hard?
I didn't even do nothing to you, bro.
Why is that so hard to do? Listen here. I'm gonna end right here. Bringing up niggas' past experiences or thinking. I don't think every woman out to get me. I don't.
Yes, you do.
Listen here. Y'all need to learn how to respect a man's boundaries, son. If not, you're getting the fuck out every time. You're gonna get checked every time. I don't give a fuck who you are. Not being perfect and violate. Listen, not being perfect and doing
I apologize and we move on. What more?
Wow.
Okay, but listen, the point is, you started it. You broke an NDA agreement, and now you sitting here
I
talking
did
about.
not get on social media and say, look, y'all, I'm at young girl's house. And
Why did you take a picture of
I
me?
took a picture of some wine and
Why?
your couch happened to be
Don't that NDA say no camera? Don't that NDA say no phone?
I apologize. I was wrong. Now
Okay,
what?
thank you.
So what do you want?
I was wrong. Now what? You hear, bitches? I was wrong. Now what? You mean now what, bitch? If it was court, now you going to jail. What you talking about? 20 years if this
This
was
is
court.
a picture like you.
Okay, that's cool.
Like you
I don't care if you respect me or you like me. That don't mean that you're not gonna make me over. I'm toxic, but you the bitch that was talking about can I bend the rules? And you understand that you wrong and I gotta send you home. But I'm toxic, but this the same bitch that was just over here talking about can I bend the rules? But I'm toxic. Let me, cause you capping, bitch, and you calling me toxic and you throwing dirt on my name. Keep it a buck. Stop playing on me. You the same motherfucker that was just over here talking about bend the rules for me. Bitch, if you gonna do some shit, be straight up about your shit. Get the fuck out of here. You were wrong. You made a mistake. It's not the end of the world, but take accountability for your motherfucking mistake. Okay then. And stop raising your fucking voice. But with that being said, you were wrong. You were wrong because you capping, you calling me toxic, but you was just over talking about you can bend the rules a little bit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't bend my rules for nobody. Surprise, like I told you. So you're going home tomorrow.
I'm not just
Apologizing don't mean. Apologizing is one thing. Asking me to bend the rules, telling me I ain't gotta send you home. Now it's drama. Now you got another motherfucker that's living in their own world, arguing about shit. Now they on some. I don't listen. You don't tell me who I am.
You're not God because clearly
That's fine.
you're wrong sometimes.
That's fine.
You're tough
That's fine.
sometimes.
That's fine. That's fine.
Now you're being hyper arrogant.
That's fine.
I don't mind
Now I'm
being
being hyper arrogant.
submissive.
All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to start my day. I got a meeting coming in. I got a meeting going on. I got a meeting getting.
Okay, that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it. But you heard towards the end, and let me just unshare my screen. You heard toward the end where she says, I don't mind being submissive. This is not submission. This is not what submission looks like. Y'all got the game all wrong. You submit to a man that you respect, that deserves submission. Okay, and he is also supposed to submit to you. You don't submit to just any random nigga. This is not even her husband. Why is you submitting to somebody ain't even your husband? He ain't even made no commitment to these women. None. But they talking about, I don't mind submitting. I don't mind submitting. It's been the rules. You ain't got to send me home. Don't send me home. Don't send me home. What in the pathetic fuck? What in the pathetic fuck is this? If you guys are just coming in, please hit the like button. Feminine Logic says he and Brother Polite are both wearing the Eye of Horus. What these men don't realize is that the Eye of Horus not only exposes ill will towards you, but it also exposes the person who wears it. Mmm. You know what? I have to look that up, Feminine Logic. Wow. But you know what? He is exposing himself. Golden don't have to do shit. Golden ain't exposing him. He's exposing himself. He keeps putting out these narcissistic videos and exposing his own dysfunction. He thinks he's putting these women on blast, but he's putting himself on blast. Metadoll says, I have always thought of him as being a creep. He was always talking and licking his lips and sticking his tongue out. He doesn't do it as much nowadays, but he is still a creep. Bro speak, yes, these chicks are broke and broken. And they get them like this. This is the reason why this whole, being submissive, being fit, feminine, and friendly, smile all the time, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Here's the thing, like a while back on Kevin Samuels, he had this thing where if you are walking in the neighborhood and you walk by a black man, you supposed to smile at him. You ain't supposed to do a damn thing. You don't owe nobody a damn thing. Not a smile, not a hello. You don't owe nobody shit. And half the time, let's just keep it a buck. If you live in New York, if you live in Detroit, if you live in Chicago, any of these big metropolitan cities, if you walking around smiling at any random dude that walks your way, you are opening yourself up to danger. You're not supposed to be feminine to everybody and friendly to everybody, submissive to everybody. Fuck out of here. Feminine Logic says submissive means easily controlled to these men. Exactly. Metadoll says these men want slaves. They don't want femininity. And that's exactly right. True femininity is that in which a woman preserves that for the dear people in her life, her closest loved ones. It's not something that you bestow upon strangers, just anybody that happens to walk up. They can get femininity from you. If I were a man, I wouldn't want a woman that's going to be feminine and friendly to everybody. These days, they call women that act like that hoes. Only women that are hoish want to smile and laugh and grin up in everybody's face. What man would want a woman doing that? Uh-oh, here comes Stefan Moultrie. But you think we owe random black women protection? No, I ain't asked. If you notice anything, I want you to point to the video on my channel where I was asking for black men to randomly protect me or any other black woman. I don't think anybody is owed anything. No. But now let's not get stupid here because I'm a woman. And if I see another woman is in danger, I'm going to do everything I can to help that person because that person is in a life or death situation. Let's not get stupid. Anybody, whether they're male or female, is going to try to help a woman, an elderly person, a disabled person, or a child if they see that they're in a life threatening situation. Let's not get stupid. But I'm going to go ahead and drop the link down in the chat because, this edition, this morning edition of the Faith Factor Show, we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about these Negroes. We're going to talk about these Negroes that demand this so called submission. And we're going to talk about the abuse that usually comes behind it. Because, see, a lot of times these guys are sitting up here demanding submission, but they ain't never talking about what they doing to earn said submission. They're not talking about what they're doing to deserve it. They want the submission, but they're not talking about this is what I'm doing in order to qualify. You all want to be pimps, hustlers. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to sit up here and you want to drag black women's self esteem through the mud. You want to take black women all the way back to slavery. That's what you want to do. And you're unapologetic about it. You want to abuse women. That's what's happening. But welcome to the stream, Mr. Brother Bro Speak. I know you were in the comments section and you were watching. You had a lot to say. So what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Faith, how's it going?
Man, I saw this morning and I was on one. If I was any of these women's mother, I would have to, pull their little coattail and get them right real quick. Like, listen, you don't let no nigga talk to you like this.
Hell
This was
no, that
embarrassing.
no, that's fucked up. That's just the way I saw that. I know some supervisors that, man, if he would the first B word, they would have been on his ass just off the rip. Just it wouldn't been no discussion. It would just been he would been knocked the F out, and all the other women would have been just standing there. I know if I was in the room, I'd be like, oh, well, I better stand by and look the other way till she done, so I don't have to be a witness. I'd be like, I don't know what happened to him. I mean, all I heard was thump, and next thing you know, he on the ground, bleeding. I don't know what happened. What happened to homeboy? But I want to say one thing. I don't like assigning dudes who act like this as LGBTQ because I think that is an insult to a lot of those people. Because I know some LGBTQ people who don't act like this at all. They wouldn't do that at all, and all they do is just like the same gender. However, I'm going to say that this is a feminine act to do. Just because, like I said, you look at the manners. This is what females do. They won't let stuff go. They keep going on and on and on and on and on. And like even if you apologize, they keep going with it and won't stop. They can't control their emotions. So that's the only thing I would say with that. Now, my only other thing is if he did say that and he told him, hey, don't take pictures in my house, and she did it anyway, then yeah, I don't have a problem with him correcting her. Now, doing all this kind of goofy stuff, that's not man behavior. That's not even that's this was just used to, like you said, to humiliate her and to boast himself up as this guy who controls all these women, when really we already know he ain't got no power. He ain't got nothing. All he has is YouTube fame. But if you take that away, eh, that's it. He's done. And he knows that. In the bottom of his heart, he knows that. So this is what he's doing.
Yep, exactly. You hit the nail right on the head, bro. Speak. But now let me go ahead and introduce Koja Malik to the stream. What's up, sister? Did you get a
Hey,
chance to see the video that I just played?
no, no, but I caught like the end of it, and you were saying about the way he was speaking to them, some
Yes.
young. But this is my thing. I'm a person believing cut something off in the beginning. I was just out here in my yard pulling up weeds, and they say weeds have shallow roots. If you ignore a weed, the next thing you know, you got a yard full of them. They throwing their ragged ass seeds everywhere and replanting themselves. And now you got a mess if you don't yank it up from the beginning. And a lot of these ways he didn't just get that way talking to those women. There was a time when he had tried that with one woman on a softer version, and he didn't get corrected. And so there are levels to this stuff. So women are expected to bite our tongue sometime when it's not a nature boy. Someone respectable will talk to us in a demeaning tone, but I believe you cut it off from the beginning. And then we won't have this problem. So that's why I'm real sometimes jump on something right then, because I'm like, I'm not going to let you take root. I'm not going to let the seed take root. And if we don't correct people in the small stuff when they being disrespectful to us, it will grow into a culture of larger stuff. And I think sometimes we as women have been told, you're too emotional. Get out your feelings. Don't do this as a thing to negate what we're feeling, as if our the disrespect we see in the sideways comments are not that. And when we don't address it and doubt it, it grows into something more. It grows into a culture that's that. And I don't think every man is entitled to me. I might hold my tongue for my family in a time to be respectful and stuff, but I don't have to do that for every man on the street. And so that's
Thank
all
you.
I just wanted to say.
Thank you. It well said. I couldn't have said it better myself, Koja. And this is the thing. These guys are always asking for this elusive submission. But why do you want submission from random women? Why? These women are not your wives. You're not taking care of these women. You're not doing anything. You don't even want to protect these women, but you want submission. The
And
hell
most
out of
men,
here.
women are fair. Like if we're on a job and we work with men and the men lift something heavy for us, just being gentlemanly, even though it's a workforce, we'll reciprocate in some type of way. Whether it be me doing some writing for you or some paperwork while you lift this, we are generally fair. But it comes across when men do stuff like it's not fair and balanced. Women, for the most part, I don't think most women are out there trying to take advantage of men to ask for this unnecessary protection and this and that. And they say, well, if you don't take this disrespect and this and that, you don't get protection. And it's like, well, if you don't take everything we have to give when you do need to step in, we won't be there. And it should never be predicated on you having to take abuse, whether it's mild or blatant, in order for them to step up and be men.
Exactly. And this is not what manhood looks like. Now, I've been around true men. Real men rarely have to raise their voice in order to get their point across. And they're not sitting around arguing with women over trivial things. They're too busy to do that. A lot of these guys are men that don't have any type of power whatsoever. And so if they can't control their own lives or their own environment, then what they will do is they will seek to control a weak woman. This is what they do. And this is what I see in this video clip with this young Pharaoh guy. He's hitting over into 30, and he's messing around with young women in their early 20s or maybe early teens. And he's getting them that young because they're easier to manipulate.
And when he's messing with these young women, I want to know these young women, when he get them pregnant, what type of resources are they bringing from the government to actually support him? And you trap up somebody, like we say in most countries, when you have control over education, employment, and your birth control. But he knows if he load them up with babies and other things like that, it's going to be harder for them to leave. And especially a lot of them are probably distant from their families and cannot even reach out for that support because they've been doing this BS for so long. But they are looking for prey. So it make me side eye anybody who out there saying, find you a young girl, find you a young girl. Because and to me, that's saying, I'm looking for somebody I can control.
Stefan Moultrie, won't you hit the link and come up since you have all these questions? But he
I
says, who says we want submission from random women? I got here late, so please catch me up. Won't you hit the link, Stefan? Won't you come up? Let's
and
try.
the submission they want is for you to defer to them. There is nothing between my if you talk to me disrespectfully, whether I'm a man or a woman, most men would not tolerate that. But they think because I got a vagina between my legs that I'm supposed to take 10 or 12 disrespects where they would even stand in one. I'm a firm believer. Treat people like you want to be treated. And if you as a man wouldn't stand for a man or woman talking to you that way, why do you expect a woman to stand for that? Not, our brains somewhat is not connected to our genitals in every situation. Some situations, yes, some no. So it's crazy to think just because I have estrogen and I'm a female that I'm supposed to be able to take an unlimited number of disrespects and abuses, whether it's verbal or whatever. And I think they think we're supposed to tolerate that just because we're women.
Yeah, they think that we are supposed to put up with being called the B word, them talking down to us, them sitting up there humiliating us in front of everybody. There's a lot of guys that love to humiliate their women. Now, Stefan Moultrie asks, "Who said that men want random women to be submissive?" Here's a comment right here. Who says we want submission from random women? I got here late, so please catch me up.
Jobs,
Stefan,
jobs, and
if you watch
jobs.
that video, if you watch that video, those are random women that he is not married to. Okay? So if he's sitting up there and he's talking about you bitches don't know how to be submissive, you bitches don't know how to act. He is basically asking from random submission from women that he himself say he don't even know all that well. He's saying he himself don't even know these women all that well. He ain't married to them. He ain't paying their bills. He ain't doing shit for these women. But he wants random submission. That's where we're getting this from.
But they even expect it on the job in non-romantic relationships, like the doctor that expects his nurses to get his coffee. It's done in small ways, or like when we're at a work function, how some men may expect that the women are to fix their plates at a work function or this or that. So it may not be the whole range of things, but they expect some customarily women thought of duties to be given to them, even in non-romantic relationships.
Exactly. And see, here's the problem with that. When women are young, they're, as I stated yesterday, our brains don't fully develop, and I'm talking about men and women when they're young. Our brains don't fully develop until we are approximately 25 years old. So when you take a young person who's just being molded into an adult and you put them with somebody who's already a full adult, their mind is already molded. They're already highly advanced in manipulation tactics and anything else that they want to do. You put them in the room with somebody that's 20, 18, 19, 21 even. They're going to have a leverage over that younger person because they have more experience and they are more advanced in their thinking. So young Pharaoh sitting up here making this girl cry. He knows exactly what he's doing. The girl took a picture of a bottle of wine sitting on a table. and he's making this girl think she did something wrong. Now, I wish I had the picture of the bottle of wine that the girl took. This all happened recently, and the girl, she was so sorry. She took down everything. But I was there when the whole thing went down. It was simply a picture of a bottle of wine sitting on the table, and all of this for that.
And
You,
he get on here and he act like a whole asshole talking about his hair. He couldn't come on.
mm-hmm,
He couldn't come on because he needed to fix his hair, his hair, his hair. He sounded like a whole bitch to me. But and
Definitely.
so he get to use his platform to do what he wants to do and promote. But this woman who put a picture of some wine don't get to do the same thing. Everybody don't have the same interest. If you want to get on here and talk about his hair for the first few minutes of the video, nobody critiques that. So he shouldn't have the right to go in, but it undermines her confidence. And they start working on things like this. And if he have a couple of people with him to go in, she will doubt herself. She will begin to think 2 plus 2 is 3 just because the group is saying it or she's in an environment that reinforces that. And when women are confident and get older, they be like, nigga, I done seen this before. Miss me with that. Go somewhere. You can't tell me 2 plus 2 is 3.
Well,
exactly.
um,
No, go ahead, bro.
again, yeah, I'm gonna reiterate. Like, if I'm just saying, if he told her, "Don't take pictures in this house," that's his rule. That's his standard. Then he have the right to correct her if she does do that. That's that is out of pocket. What he don't get the right to do is go online, act the idiot, make it more than what it is. You handle that in private. He could have corrected her in private, and if she did it again, like he was saying in that video, then you just dismiss her. You get her out the house. That's simple enough. You know, and according to his platform, and look, it's his platform. He can do whatever he chooses to do. But when you taking pictures of his house, if he told you not to do that, then no, she don't have the right to do that. Now, if it wasn't something that was if that wasn't expressed, then yeah, it's free game. I don't have no problem with that. But if he told you, if he said that's what he said, that's what he told them women beforehand. Hey, don't take pictures at my house, even if it is just a bottle of wine. She's not supposed to do that in his house. It's his
And
house.
if it was that, just that, like you said, he could have corrected her in private. But this is part of a set of actions that certain people use as a tool to break down women. So it's more than just that. He could say, I told you don't take pictures in my house, don't do it. But to take it online and get that embarrassment and stuff, this is
Right.
one tool in the process of breaking down a young girl's confidence to make her susceptible to other abuses.
Right.
So it's more than
That
just
that
that.
yeah, that like I said, I agree with that part. I agree that was it was messed up doing that online. And it was used to humiliate her and put it back, I guess, in line or whatever the he was trying to do. I'm just saying the initial part, if that's his rule, then you have to abide by that. The other part, like I said, this is
It is
and
the
him just going
equivalent.
off, going going too far with it, like that stuff. Like you said, I agree with that part.
To put it
He
in
is trying to move on.
perspective, it is a tool that has been used over and over by religious sects. It is a soft form of shunning and stuff like that. Because the other people around her, because of how he talked to her, will begin to treat her in a similar way because he's given permission to open that door and he will welcome it. But it's a tool and they use it in the religious community. And I'm sure we all may, well, most people will probably be familiar with it if they ever saw a documentary or a biography or anything on um religious sects and stuff like that. If you take the religion part out of the way, it's still the same tactics.
That's true. It is the same tactics. And the thing about it is, I believe that Alice in Wonderland is right. Now there was this baby mama, and her name is Golden. I believe this is just my opinion. She's just as narcissistic as he is. He met his match with her. Now he tried to run Golden through the gamut too, and Golden put up with his shit until she showed him who the hell she was, and she took to her social media and she started dragging him for the filth, and he couldn't keep up with her. Golden gave him a fight for his money. And so now, when that girl posted that bottle of wine, I do believe that he didn't want Golden to find out, because I remember him saying, "Oh, Golden could never come back to his house. She too disrespectful." But now all of a sudden he's saying, but she might be able to come back. I think he really wants Golden. And when that girl posted that picture and got into it with Golden, that's what triggered him the most, I believe. I believe that he really didn't want Golden to get hold of it and start dragging him even more. So they have their picks and chooses too. Stefan, I see you in the back, but it says that your devices are not connected. Go out and come back in and activate your microphone and your camera. You gotta activate your microphone. You gotta activate your camera in order for it to work. But let's see here. What are you guys seeing down here? Lay Reed says that men don't see women as an equal, but but better than. But we give them life, and I put myself in a man's shoes. If I've been told all my life women are a curse and they have to obey men, then I would believe it. That's true. A lot of times we as women, we give them these narcissists the power that they have, or they think they have over you. You should never give another human being that type of power over you. And if you look at this video and you see how the young lady was tearing up at the end, she gave him all her power. And it was disheartening and sad for me to watch that. It's hard for me to watch something like that. All right, Stefan, are you there? Stefan, no, his mic is unmuted. Stefan, are you there? Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
I can yeah, I can hear you now. Hello?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi might be messing up on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, Stefan, you're in a really bad area, bad connection. So I'm just gonna put you in the back until you can get that straightened out. But yeah, as I was saying, these guys are sitting up here grooming these girls, and like I said, it was very disheartening for me to watch how he broke this young lady down. You should never
Yeah,
ever let nobody have that power over you.
yeah. I just that dude sounds so annoying. To be honest, I was in and out. I got the gist of it, but man, I can't listen to a dude just rant and rave like that. And like somebody said in the chat, I mean, he's acting like a goddamn girl. Like just he's acting like a ratchet chick. It's like ah, I can't stand those dudes. I work with those dudes in the prison. You know,
We
just
know what he would have been in the prison. We know
yeah,
he would have been
yeah,
a bottom.
yeah. he, he he be and these be the ones that talk all that stuff, how they gonna do something against the officer, but then when it's really time to fight, they running. They saying we're gonna be suicidal. They want to be put in protected custody because they're afraid of these other inmates. But all the while they're gonna talk mess. I'm like, I remember there's one dude, like always. I mean, every time I come there, I'm gonna do this to this office. I'm gonna do that. Man, he like, I don't want to go in the house. I'm like, okay, let me call my supervisor. They they they
Oh,
came, and when they were about to put the handcuffs on him, this dude threatened to jump off the third row because he didn't want to get he didn't want to go in and take him out of the cell block. That's what this young Pharaoh sound like. Those type of dudes. I can't stand those type of dudes. I be waiting for them to get beat up. I'm like, please beat this dude. And I tell some of these inmates, look,
You want to
look,
tell me right now?
if you're gonna go beat him up, hey, put it where I can't see you. Because if I see you, I got to report you. I'm not getting fired, but if you got to handle business, take it where I can't see you. That's
We
all I'm
had
gonna tell you.
one in the butt naked cell. He had got paper towels. He going in there doing all kind of karate moves. He was in the semi butt naked cell. All kind of moves, karate. We looking at him through the camera cause the goon squad coming. And he doing all this like he finna put down the fight. Tap, tap, tap. He turn around, put them hands on the cuff up through the flap.
Hmm.
All that mouth. No nothing. We thought we were finna see a show. I was mad.
Yes, I be mad too. I'm like, dude, you talked all this stuff. I'm waiting to whoop your ass. Then, oh, you just give up. You made me put on all this heavy equipment for nothing. Yeah, but that's how they do. And these be the ones that get all these girls, these broken girls, praising them and all kind of stuff. And then this is what happens. It's
Well,
insane.
I see Stefan is back. Stefan, did you get your mic situation together?
Me thinks not.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh well, here we go. Add, I'm
You
gonna
talked all
add
this stuff.
melanated
I'm waiting
vessel
to
to
whoop
the
your
screen.
ass. You just give up. Made me put
It's
on
not that you don't come.
all
Mic,
this
when you
heavy
get your mic
equipment for
stuff
nothing.
together, just let me know.
Yeah.
But
That's how
anyway,
they do
let me go
this.
ahead and introduce Melanated Vessel. Melanated Vessel, what's going on, sis? Did you get a chance to see the stream? Did you get a chance to see the young Pharaoh checking one of his bitches? Uh-oh, Melanated Vessel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So what are your thoughts on the situation, sis?
I I just see the how narcissistic. It's just I'm seeing how much narcissism plays a strong role in our community, and I feel like it's like the culprit. Um,
It is very much the culprit in the community, but it's a lot of black men walking around here wanting submission that they have not qualified for and wanting to
exactly.
control people. You cannot control another human being. And in this day and age, nobody really needs anybody
Yeah,
for anything.
I can hear you, but I don't know. It's like I'm in the back or something. I don't feel like
Oh, can you hear us?
I can hear. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you guys. I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Oh, it's back. You, I can hear myself talking. What I already said.
Do you have YouTube playing in the background?
Yeah, I can cut it down all the way down, but even when I have it down, I don't know. I something going on. I messed up something. I don't know. I got my camera off. Am I supposed to push chat or cam and mic? What am I supposed to push?
No,
Mic.
you're fine. We can hear
Okay.
you just fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like nowadays a lot of, everybody's talking about narcissism and personality disorders, and we learning about all of these tactics, blame shifting, projection, and I was in an abusive relationship when I was younger, and I had no idea what all this stuff was. I had a child when I was young, and my children's father, his mom had abandoned him. His dad was in the military, was in Vietnam. He had a lot of issues and stuff like that. He had a personality. I didn't understand what that was. But thank God, I had a good support system, and I got I did leave him. I don't even know, like these type of relationships and these type of personalities, it does so much damage to the people, to the men and women who are targeted by people when they see you as a threat or they see you as better than them. These people have very, very, like young Pharaoh, it's clear he has very, very low self-esteem, a poor image of himself. That's the reason why he projects his insecurity onto these young women. These women are probably 8, 9 years younger than him. I think he's 30, almost 30, and it's abuse what he's doing to them. And oh my God, she couldn't even get herself together. She couldn't even, it was just crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it
sad.
was very difficult to watch.
Yes, I just
Because especially towards the end when her voice started breaking up and it was clear she was getting ready to cry. I counted
mhm,
at least 10 times she apologized to this guy, and
mhm.
none of the apologies phased him. He had no empathy for her. He started the whole thing over a glass of wine sitting on the table, which is nothing.
And
And
this is
then on
crazy.
top of that, he humiliated her.
You would think that they have some type of actual relationship. Are they in a relationship, or are those just like his friends or something? It wasn't clear that if they were.
These are just random women that he's bringing to his house. He's having them sign NDAs because he don't know them that well.
Because I think is that they want to be in his presence because he's known, and they don't understand the price is not worth it. Your self-respect is not worth it. It's just not. She
But
making
it's
herself.
the other guy, Blueface, what's his name, was doing the same thing. Well, he was the
Mm,
one with the harem of girls. What's his name? Blueface something. He had a bunch of girls
mm-hmm,
sleeping on bunk beds and stuff.
mm-hmm. Yep, I heard about that. Yep, I heard about that, and I
That's
heard
where
that he
the
was
bunk bed
disrespecting.
thing came from. I was wondering what people was talking about ban bunk beds.
Because he said he was helping young girls who didn't, they was, I guess, street women that ain't have nowhere to go, but he was disrespecting his mom and his sister over these women. Yeah, it
They
is a
had to get his
harem.
face
That is what they
tattooed on
call it.
him. They had to get a certain tattoo of his somewhere
What?
on their body in order to remain staying there.
What? Oh my, what is going on out here? Oh my goodness.
Wow, these hold on a second. Look, young women, y'all sitting up here following these men, talking about being submissive, and these niggas is putting you in rooms together on bunk beds. Is this what I'm hearing? I'm hearing
Yep.
that
Mhm.
you all no, no, please
It
tell me
couldn't
this.
be my daughters. I got 3 daughters. Couldn't be none of mine. Mine got. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want to disrespect these young ladies and say they don't have no sense, but they don't have direction. Clearly, they
That
don't
is
have
not
women in their
disrespect. I
life
mean,
that.
you're calling a spade a spade because I said they stupid, they dumb.
Yeah, my daughters would flip out. Like I know all
But
3 of mine, and 2 of
the
mine is already married. They are, but they would flip. Like no, absolutely not. They wouldn't even. Number one, they wouldn't even allow another woman to be talked to like that in front of them. They just wouldn't. And
I'm
that's
gonna
something that I
say
know for a fact.
But hold on, y'all.
That's
Hold on. Stefan has finally returned. I
oh.
want to see if his mic is working because
No,
Stefan had a lot of
I cut
stuff to say
I
down
cut my
there.
Bluetooth off.
You cut your
Is this
Bluetooth.
good now?
Yeah, we good now. Now, Stefan, what are you talking about down here?
Oh, actually, no. I wasn't necessarily talking. I was asking a question. I said, "What brought this on?" Now, from what I'm hearing, this is about young Pharaoh. Now, young Pharaoh, I am not a fan of his. I don't subscribe to none of that Hotep madness, Kemet, nothing, that sign that brother polite stuff. All those Hotep boogers, those guys are clowns to me. So, from what I'm hearing from you, Faith, you're saying that he disrespected a young lady by embarrassing her online or something?
Yes, he was disrespecting her. There was no rhyme
Okay.
or no reason for what he did. Like
Okay.
Rosalie said, even if he thought that she did something to violate, the rules of his house, why did he
Right.
have to turn the camera on and then
be-
put that girl on blast like that?
it's a pimp
Because
tactic. Remember when a pimp would beat
he
the
wanted to
woman
make a
in front of
Mhm.
display.
all his other hoes to make an
Mhm.
example of her? It is a
He
classic
wanted to
hit
Mhm.
make
tactic,
he wanted
except
to
it
make a
wasn't
display
physical.
of that. He wanted to make a display of what he was doing. and he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
send a message to the other young ladies to, you know, that if you ever cross him, that he's going to do this, he's going to embarrass you and stuff like that. And
Oh,
as far as, but as far as the, am I cutting out again?
No, you're fine.
Okay. And as far as the submission thing goes, no. The submission from random women, no. Uh, Logical men don't want submission from just plain random women because, well, that's not really possible nowadays because nowadays, especially in the black community, y'all forgive me, I'm in the Barnes and Nobles right now, kind of in between places, but no, we can't expect submission from random women because, especially nowadays, women are kind of divorced from their men. So we
mm-hmm.
can't ask for submission from random women any more than women can expect protection from us just
When it's
randomly.
a when it's a
You know,
cultural change, there's a tactical change. It was a time
uh,
when beating women was acceptable, and a pimp beating his hoe was nothing because a man beating his wife was nothing. So when the culture changes, when the laws changes, the tactics have to change. So he know he can't go and lay hands on her. He know that. So he do it the other way. But what I'm gonna say is this is the bottom of the barrel, and it gets worse than this here. But there are levels to this. When we hear all of this submission talk from the top, people don't realize the slippery slope what it leads to, and it's the ongoing. So when we hear respectable or people that we deem respectable preaching this here, it is a mindset to change the mindset of women to really go back to a time when we didn't like the deal. We wanted a
okay,
new
now you're
deal.
going somewhere else.
No, I'm gonna say because it wasn't a culture and it wasn't a society that was equally beneficial to women. Women had no voice, they had no rights, they had no way to own property or anything else. They couldn't even get a credit card or employ keep themselves
Mm-hmm.
employed. And
A
now
bank
we
account,
have those
nothing.
things. And
Mm-hmm.
the only
Mm-hmm.
way to get us back to that mindset is to create a culture where it's screened from the top down and even from our respectable and to reinforce this message to women and young women. If you're not submissive, you're going to be strong and alone, strong and
Yeah,
alone.
because
So
they
even
hold
the
they
so-called
dangling.
good guys play into it. They give the soft version of it, but never forget the
Mm-hmm.
underlying message because I don't have no problem stripping away the BS and calling it out because they actually benefit from that. Now, whether you whatever they want to call it, high value, middle class, respectable teacher, when you're good doing that message, submission, submission, submission to women, and we so out of order, we don't owe you a smile. It's their part in playing into the bro code. Sorry to say, and the brainwashing of women to walk ourselves back to that old time.
Mm.
No, no, it is
Yes, I agree. I
that
agree a
has
thousand percent.
absolutely nothing.
I agree.
Wait a minute, did Brother Polite in the video that you saw, Faith? Excuse me, young lady. I don't know who that was. But
Melanated.
did he mention Melody? Hey, Melody. But did he mention submission in his video?
The video I saw, Brother Polite, I can't remember 100% of it. I saw an
Well, not
old
not
video
Brother
of him.
Polite. We're talking about young Pharaoh.
Oh no, he got the reverse psychology. He got the reverse, and I'm gonna just say it how I think it is. He got the woman. I'm gonna break it down. Egypt. That's what he liked to study. Egypt. Egypt was not on what they call a monotheistic
Can't
culture.
make.
Egypt had a lot of gods. So when he say the woman is God, he didn't say the man not God. He say the woman God, but he say, bitch, I'm Zeus. I'm over all the gods. Yeah, you gods, woman, but you a bitch God, and I'm the man God. He ain't saying it, but we still got control of it because at the end of the day, the man is the top God. So he ain't said that part. He just gave half the message, which he think will play to women who is of a weaker mindset. Well, if I'm God, shouldn't you be worshiping and submitting to me? Why you around here calling and barking out orders? He should be around there keeping babies, mopping floors, with a dress on and an
Exactly.
apron. If we God, he's supposed to be serving us. What do serving us? Don't we worship on Saturday? We worship God. Didn't they do sacrifices to God? So why he if they God, why he ain't around there bending and scraping and cleaning and cooking and worshiping God, those women.
Okay, well, we all know
Cause his
whoever's
message is contradictory and it don't make no sense.
But
If anybody put on a
I do have a question for Stefan, and then I want to move on to introduce I am Allison in Wonderland to the panel. But
uh-huh.
Stefan, you were saying down in the chat that you think that black men should be leaders of black women. How
No.
is you weren't saying that?
You was saying that.
No, no,
Yes, you
okay,
was.
go up and scroll up to exactly what I said. I said, okay, well, I said my exact words, and you can scroll up and see. I said that we do not have the right to ask for submission from random women. I said we only have the right to ask for submission for whoever is under our leadership. That is it. Now, yes, we have the right to ask for submission. Submission meaning cooperation, by the way, not slavery. For some odd reason, when women hear submission, they hear slavery, and that's not the case. We mean cooperation. The reason why we ask for submission is because at the end of the day, we're going to be the ones that's carrying the heavy load, and we're going to be the ones that's going to pretty much be held responsible and held accountable for when things go left. We're the
no,
ones
In what
not
community?
really.
that's
And
providing.
where? In
Hold
what
on, let me
world?
finish. Let me finish. Let me
Mm,
finish. We're the
not up in the
ones
black community.
that's providing the protection and the provision.
Ooh,
We're the ones that's gonna throw hands. We're the ones that's gonna catch them bullets. We're the ones that you wake up at night and say, "I heard a noise downstairs."
But hold on a second now.
so many
What
women
We're the
about
living
ones.
alone
what about these
nowadays, and
black men?
they hear
What about these
no,
black men
no.
that use black women as human shields? Remember
Mhm.
that one black
Or
girl.
they own kids, or they own
Yeah,
kids as human
yeah.
shields.
I mean, y'all ain't
Who
catching no bullets. We the ones sitting out here
who does
catching
that?
Hey,
bullets and
regardless
Who
if
does
you
that?
agree with Black Lives Matter, it was a woman
Excuse me.
started
Hold on.
group.
Who does that? What woman is
Oh,
doing that?
black
wait.
women. We're the ones doing that.
The
This
man
is going
when
No.
what's the lady? What's the one lady that got killed? And the man he ran and left her with the son
Who?
in the car.
Corinne
Who?
Gaines.
Corinne
Who?
Gaines.
Corinne
What?
Gaines.
No, we got. What about the man that left the dog? He jumped on top of the car, and left his little daughter there to fend with the dog. No, don't try it. Don't
Are
try
you
it.
serious? These one
Yeah.
little anecdotal situations compared to
What?
how many and
Look at the
compared to
community.
how
That's all
many.
I'm gonna say is look at the community. I'm gonna just say
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm not
Well,
even
Yeah,
gonna argue.
most
I don't argue with the men.
initiatives,
Just look at the
a
many
community.
initiatives,
community
many
of women
laws, and
that
everything that
chose
get
baby
passed.
daddies over husbands. So
A
I
lot of
mean, what
these laws and
you
stuff
gave up?
that get passed are as the result of work women put in. Even when, like I compare it to the black church. Let me tell you something, that church won't move without women because it's the women who coming up in there cleaning, making sure the money get counted to the banks and the bills get paid and the this and the
Ooh,
this and that. And he come in and make the
Patty.
speech. So let's
Yeah, because
never diminish
we're sick
that.
and tired of
So it wouldn't
feminism.
be
That's why
nothing to
money ain't in the church
protect
no more.
without the women. It wouldn't be nothing to protect without the women. And I'm not gonna say man is more important than woman. Now when I be on my bullshit, I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
we
sit
stronger,
here.
we
I'm not gonna
superior.
sit here and
But
tell
we're
men are
supposed
more
to be
important
a
than women.
balance. We're a balance to each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm.
We're a
You sure
balance.
are.
But
And no one can
in our community is thrown off though, Koja, because everything is out of line and imbalanced, and that's why the communities look the way that they do because the men are not in their masculine, and as long as men won't stay in their masculine,
Y'all have to
the
choose
women will
masculine men.
never be allowed to be in a feminine. Somebody
Y'all
has
have
to
to
do
choose
some
masculine
protection of
men.
the
You have to
children.
choose masculine men.
No,
You
we
have to
there has
choose
to be something
well,
masculine
to
men.
I
submit
ask
to,
this
sir.
here.
You have to
In the
choose masculine men.
I'm gonna
You
say
have
this
to
here.
let masculine men choose you.
In today's
Okay, but
As,
society,
before
it
before
takes
you
no,
before you go, Koja, let me go ahead and introduce I am Allison in Wonderland because she has been waiting patiently, and I just want to get her take on things. So, Allison,
okay.
welcome to the panel, young lady, and what's on your mind?
Hello, Faith. How are you?
I'm
So
doing good.
I just wanted
Hello,
to,
Allison.
hello, I just had a few questions about this video of young Pharaoh. When did this drop?
This video dropped a while back. Hold on a second. I can tell you in just a minute here. This was around about August 10th.
Okay. That's still not that long ago because that was this year. So if you, I don't know if you watch Golden Beauty's channel, but she just dropped a video talking about her feelings about polygamy, why she feels as though it is not right for her or it wasn't right for her in that situation. And she spoke about feeling as though she was disrespected by many women who would kind of try to get up in her relationship without going through her or trying to cultivate any kind of rapport with her. So that's why, in my opinion, he went off because in the background, he is still trying to get her back. And he doesn't like the idea that there could be other women that catch her attention and turn her off of going back to him. Because obviously we can say that she violated this NDA, which is absolutely ridiculous that he would have that, but he's clearly ego tripping and flexing. But yeah, the woman violated that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, it is just, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's a
It
little
is just,
crunching
It's some
noise in the
noise in the
background.
background.
I don't
Is it
know where
me?
that crunching noise is coming from.
I cut everything down.
I think it's Miss Vessel.
Yeah, I'm asking. I don't have anything on in here. Nothing.
yeah, I don't have anything on either. It's
Okay,
strange.
I
It's
muted
gone now.
melanated. Okay,
But
it's gone now. It
that
was melanated.
so that glass of wine is such a small thing for him to get upset is one thing, but for him to go through all the grandiose effort to broadcast it and really go in, I feel as though he did that to try to communicate with Golden because they're using their platforms to covertly communicate with each other, trying to communicate with her, saying, "Oh, you're going to be the head bitch in charge of this. I want you to be the queen over all the queens," and basically trying to entice her into entertaining that situation again. But we can clearly see that the problem is not all the women. They are a problem because they don't have any boundaries or self-respect. But the problem
Thank you.
central is him and the way that he navigates himself because he's an abuser.
And every girl grows up. Golden is coming into her own. So she something I accepted a few years ago. I may not accept now because I have children, and at the end of the day, I'm really thinking, do I really want my children to grow up and be part of this here? And he better be hope Golden don't like no pussy, cause she could come and take all his women if she wanted to, if they want to out alpha each other, cause she might be that bitch.
That's very true. I mean, it's one thing I think for somebody like her, she realized once he became more successful who he really was and what he was really motivated by, and how quickly it turned into someone professing that they're some kind of spiritual teacher who wants their people to heal. Now it has become somebody who is really motivated out of lust and out of megalomania and just ego tripping.
But now I just want to know because see, these guys sit up here and they talk about women hit the wall when they're what, 25 or 27? What was the age again?
It's
27, I think.
25.
No,
$35.
the wall for them is the one age in which a woman is in her own. If she on target or above, that's the age you can't control her on. You say, motherfucker, you can't tell me 2 plus 2 is 3. No. When I was 18 and 17 and you got me, you could tell me that because I doubted myself. Those are the ages when women are confident and they're no longer controllable.
Thank
That's
you.
the wall.
Thank you. Because see, when a woman
Nobody
turns
wants to
27, her mind
control
is fully
women.
developed.
Good.
Her mind is fully developed at age 27. So it's mighty funny to me that the wall happens to be the same age that a person's mind becomes fully developed and they are aware of themselves and they're in
The
their
wall
entire
is not
environment.
27.
And we all know that when you're young, let's say you just out of high school or you 18, A man giving you $300 when you ain't got no bills, or $500 when you ain't got no bills, is a lot. You can't take no $500 to no grown ass woman who got her own stuff to pay and be like, that's a lot. You be like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. But it's a power imbalance. So they just be trying to shop off the discount shopping rack. That's all. When they get young girls, cause they money could go further, just
Ladies,
like they go and trick overseas because they
hello,
could buy more for
lady,
less. Yeah.
ladies. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just have one question for you guys, ladies. Do y'all regularly communicate with black men? I'm serious.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
I don't think so
Okay.
Well,
Well, I'm glad your thoughts
that's
ain't
your
facts.
problem.
because no, y'all really don't know and communicate with regular, average, everyday black men, and that's a problem.
Okay.
You
We
guys
So
have
you
communicate
just
with
just
males.
sat here. You guys just sat here and said everything the opposite of what we think. The
Every
wall is
male
not
ain't a man.
27.
Let me rephrase it. Males. I apologize. I didn't mean men. I mean males, because every man is not a male. So we're speaking. I'm speaking in reference to the males. I do. They may not be men.
Yeah, those are males and boys. And I think this is the bigger problem.
Well, if
Too
you
many
regularly
women are
communicated with men, that you would know the wall is not 27.
yeah, well, I
Well,
don't
if
even
the
believe in
wall
that
is not
wall thing
27,
anyway.
then why have this been regurgitated on many manosphere platforms for the
No,
last year?
I know that not to be true.
What?
They would
Uh,
never say the wall is 27.
Oh
The
my
I
God.
wall is
literally heard
I
geriatric.
think it's
The
one of the
wall is
major players.
geriatric age, which is 35.
No, one of the main men I saw on there that's regularly featured said he didn't want any woman coming to him over 24, and he is regularly featured
And what is
and
his
very
name?
much so held in high regard.
And what is his name?
what's his name?
Oh no, no, no,
Uh,
no, no! I don't play that game. We're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, I bet you wouldn't,
Well,
because ain't
Well,
nobody
how would
said
look,
you?
that.
I'm
Why would you bet I wouldn't? I just told you I'm not.
Well, even
Yeah,
even your
I know you
godfather,
would not
even
because
your godfather
it
Kevin
don't
Samuel
exist.
says that the danger zone is 27.
27 exactly. The danger zone is from 27 to 34.
Mm.
35 is no man's land. The wall.
You're not controllable at those ages anymore. That's why it's that range. we,
Nobody
we we
wants to
agree.
control you,
You may
and that's
not.
another
You
and
may
that's
not.
another
You
misconception.
may not. You may
Nobody
not.
wants to control you.
You may not. You may not.
Don't nobody want to
Like I say.
control. Nobody.
Okay. Okay.
So
You may not.
nobody. That's
And
a
I'll
very
tell you that's not
strong
true.
Okay,
statement
okay. Well, hold on. Let me
to
Even
say that
entertain this.
I
nobody.
have
cooperation,
Now,
had male
clearly, there are people who.
co-workers.
cooperation and control are two totally different things.
I have had male
Okay, well,
No,
well,
co-workers.
manipulation
Stefan,
is control.
I would really be interested to know what is it that, in your opinion, men are looking for from these women.
I just said it
You
a
said
few four,
cooperation.
5 different times. Cooperation.
Okay, cooperation. In your mind, what exactly is an example of that?
Okay, an example of cooperation. Okay, when you are in the frozen food section of the grocery store, you see a nice guy. He's not flashy, he's average. He's got a regular job, drives a regular car. You need a man, he needs a woman. Okay, you set that goal and you cooperate together to get that goal met. You see what I'm saying? You don't give him a hard time by not returning phone calls or ghosting him or trying to play
But
games
what if she's not interested?
or trying to leverage your sex and trying to leverage your beauty to or playing hypergamy games.
But
You don't
what if
do
she's just
that.
not interested? What if he wasn't man enough for her?
And what is not man enough?
Well, okay, all of the things that you just listed. Don't give him a hard time because she's trying to be hypergamous. But what if she's a hypergamous woman? And what if she requires a man that makes a certain amount of money? Is
Then
she
you can
wrong for that?
hypergamously die by your damn self.
How's she going to die by herself? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is the control that we're talking about.
No, it's not the control. It's
It
not
is
the
controlling.
control.
It
It
is
is not
very
the control.
controlling of
It
you
is not the control.
and very
The average
presumptuous
man,
as well of you to sit
the
up here and
average
say
white
she's going to
male makes
die by herself.
$51,000 a year. The average black male makes $41,000 a year. Hello.
Exactly,
Well, my
The
Miss
mama
top
Lady.
told me I was
20%,
above.
the top
I'm glad I
20%
always
makes
tested above average.
75,000. You're
I'm
the
glad
average.
I
Most
always tested
women are
above
average.
average.
Most
So,
women are average. Most men are average. Average people need to get with average people.
see, I don't know these women they
Average women
speak
need to
of
stop
because
trying to get.
even
So
this the
what?
point is
Average
if
women
I'm
are only going to
averagely, if
cooperate
you
with
making
people.
56 and I'm bringing in 40, that mean or whatever. If we both making the same and we both working outside the home, what responsibilities do you think the man have inside the home? Because we both have established we both breadwinners. Because can't nobody live on $50,000. A family can't live on $50,000 if it's
Okay,
only the man
you
working.
said
So you
50.
said
You
the
said
black
he's
man
making.
averages. No, I'm just taking me out of the equation. If I'm gonna be a stay-at-home submissive woman, we cannot
Uh,
live out of $46,000. So that's gonna necessitate me to go to work.
then you
And if
need to be
I'm putting
working.
in,
Yeah.
let me say this: I don't have a problem with that. I'm a working woman. I've been working since I was 16. But since I'm going outside of the home and I'm contributing just as much outside work as into the home, and I'm bringing equal to the table,
Uh-huh.
what are your duties and responsibilities inside the home?
Yes. He needs to be cooking and cleaning sometimes. He needs to be out there cutting that grass. He needs to keep that garage clean. Yes, he needs to be scrubbing that driveway pavement, making sure ain't no skid marks on there. Yeah, he needs to be painting. He needs to
Okay, those are all one
pressure
time,
wash the
those are
house
on
and stuff
time,
like that.
once or twice a year activities. We're talking the daily grind of washing dishes, folding clothes, taking
He can do.
children, doing
Yes,
homework,
he can
cleaning up
fold.
the
He can
kitchen
fold
after that.
clothes.
Those are a lot.
Yes, he can take
Okay.
the kids to the bus stop and stuff like that. He can be checking homework, all that.
And most logical women are not against that. And I don't know who put that message out there that women don't
And by the
want to
way,
work
most
because a
black
lot of
men
women
who
do.
are fathers do that
Well,
anyway.
that is out there though, actually. So it it's out there, and then it has been repeated. Just like you say that these guys are asking for submission and all about the young girls. That also that message has been put out there by women. They don't want to work. They don't want to do all this stuff. They want the man to handle everything. So yes, both of those messages are out there, and nobody has really countered it. Nobody said no. That's not what women want. Yes, you have done it. Faith has done it. I'm pretty sure there's other women in the chat have done that,
Mm,
but a lot don't do it. And it's been out there for a long time. And men have listened to this over and over again.
correct.
So you can't keep saying, well, this is what women want, but you're letting this message permeate. And we've been letting it permeate for a long time. And then be like, well, that's not what women want, but you let the message out there and you let it stay out there for the longest time.
Right.
Um, and so the other thing, as far as like how much you can live off, it depends on state to state. Nothing is getting. You can in some states you can live off of 40,000. It depends on your lifestyle, what type of lifestyle you want to have. So it really just depends on state to state, where you live, and what both people want as far as a type of lifestyle. I think
Right.
again,
It
if both
depends on
sides
it depends
are
on the individual though, bro. Speak
But
like
I think a lot of
I don't think a woman is wrong if she says I'm hypergamous. I want to be with a man that makes more money than me. I don't
No,
think
no,
that.
she
no,
ain't.
no,
She's
that
not
no, I
wrong.
don't
She's
think that's
not
wrong. No,
realistic.
no, I don't think that's wrong either. Trust me.
No, it's
But
not wrong. You can.
it,
It's
but
not
the
wrong.
thing
It's
of
just
it,
not realistic.
but if
But
that's
why
the
isn't it
case,
realistic?
but here's the thing: if that's what you want, you be upfront with it. The problem is a
Mm,
lot of women are not upfront with it, and they want to string some of these dudes along when really what they really want is that fictional high value man, but you're getting with average men and and playing them using their beauty, their vagina, or just being being fake nice
Yeah,
Faith,
brother.
remember one
until
time you
What's your
until
said,
name? What's your name, brother?
brother
Faith,
speak.
remember one time you
Uh,
said
yeah, yeah.
a lot of people were hooking up
No,
because they meet
I'm
people
sorry.
from the job they work with. So a lot of times when people like, for example, a lot of people date where they work at because it's where you spend most of your hours a day. Not all people, but a lot of people do. So they already know y'all making the same money. Y'all in the same role. So
Okay.
if you date people who don't got no job, just like if I go and date Pookie, we can't expect much. But you know, a lot of people, women are not unrealistic. A lot of assumptions are going to be
Yes, they
made.
are real
And
unrealistic.
I'll give this here. I told my husband I want flowers. In his mind, flowers meant roses. I like, nah, baby, you go get me 2 bunches of carnations on a 497 rack, and they're going to sit up here just as long. But I think we make assumptions, and the message being put out
Yeah.
there is unrealistic. I don't have to have no $60 thing of roses. You just stop to the Walmart and pick me up 2 bunches of carnations to come here and sit on my vase on the table, and I'm happy. But I don't think men hear that. I think other men are putting these things like women are gold diggers, we're unreasonable. But if you actually sat down and
Mhm.
talked to the woman on a real level, I think it would come out differently.
I
Faith,
Well,
can
think
I ask you a
I think to
question?
each his
And I
own. To
agree
each
with
their
that. I
own.
agree with that.
Faith, I have a question.
Go ahead, Allison.
So we've had these conversations a lot and heard these conversations a lot about hypergamy and submission and what do men want, what do women want, and who makes what money and what people should do inside the house or outside the house. But I find it interesting that the entire topic has gotten derailed from its original purpose, which was to discuss this type of abuse that goes on behind closed doors with these individuals. What I
Agreed.
feel like this conversation started out with one gentleman saying, acting as though this doesn't really happen, or these are just like one off situations, or we're not listening to real men. And so now we've segued into all of these old talking points that never really get resolved. And yet, once again, ignoring the abuse. So it actually wasn't a question, it was just an observation.
An observation.
You
Yeah,
know what, Allison?
I
I
understand
agree.
exactly what you're saying because these topics do get kind of derailed as the conversation evolves into other things. But it is definitely about the abusiveness of some of these men and the mindset of some of these men that they deserve this so-called pharaoh treatment, that they're kings and their shit don't stink, and you woman, you're beneath them. You know,
Honestly, this is not about men and women. We try to change everything in a men woman thing. No, this is about an ignorant man by the name of young Pharaoh.
But there are other men like him.
yes.
again,
This
these
is
are
not a
male.
one, this isn't just about him. We're just
I
talking
think
about
because
all kinds of other people.
And
Polite,
I asked
nature.
And I
Faith,
think because women are expected to accept some type of abuse in order for to have protection, I think that's just the unsaid thing. And I think that may be subliminally why this conversation always veers off into it. Because to me, it seems like we got to accept less for that protection.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
Yeah.
I
no.
will I will say, and like you said, in other
What men
cultures
are
do.
expecting women to act like this?
The great
So far, I'm
majority
only
of
coming
black
up
men
with one,
are
and that's young
expecting women
Pharaoh.
to act like this. I mean, you have your godfather, Kevin Samuels, whom you all are always.
No, Kevin Samuels did not expect women to act like that.
Yes, he
But
does. I
Kevin
mean,
Samuels
Okay,
is
he's up
abusive.
there and he
Kevin
says that
Samuels
black
is not
women are
abusive.
not. No, he
And
says that
see, that's
women
where it
are
is
not
right
even
there.
entitled to an
This
orgasm.
person and so
Like,
many
who
like
sits
him
up
do
and
not
says
believe
something
that
like
Kevin
that?
Samuels is abusive.
Well,
Well, there are plenty of
well,
women that say differently. So,
well. Okay, because I always see that abuse thing is always getting muddled with
And
criticism.
That's why
and
Kevin Samuels messages to the young women, because the base of his message is a setup for women to tolerate abuse. It is young women
No,
who don't know any better. And so that's his whole
nope,
premise. So everything that comes from him is predicated on somebody being younger,
nope.
not in tune with who they are, and unsure to accept abusive behavior. And
You need
probably
to
in
watch the
exchange
show.
for some, I don't watch him. I've watched him a couple of times, but no, I can't tolerate him in a long person.
Exactly. So therefore, you need
but,
to you don't watch the show. So therefore,
It
but
is
you cannot
either
come to that
that it
conclusion.
is either people that are not educated about what abuse actually is and all that it encompasses, or people that are actively in denial of the abuse.
I
Because if
think
you
it's
really understood what abuse is, you would be able to see it. It's very clear.
yeah, I think that it. I agree with Miss Vessel there. I'm sorry, wrong person. But I do agree with her. We don't know what abuse is, and the problem is it gets muddled with they take they some people take criticism as abuse when somebody's trying to call out something that you're doing as bad behavior, and then they deem that as abuse,
When you use
which is
When you
tactics, when you
when you
use
have a woman,
manipulative, first of all, manipulation is abuse. When you try to skew somebody's
oh
perspective
God,
of reality, that is
well,
abuse. When you try
well,
to use tactics such as fear, obligation, guilt, or shame to keep somebody into believing in your perspective and your perspective alone, that is emotional abuse. And emotional abuse is just as severe as physical, sexual, or verbal abuse.
And if a man came to me and described to me what it felt like to get kicked in the balls, I'm not going to tell him, no, I don't believe you. I don't think so. Or you lying. And when women are telling men what abuse is, they're saying it's not abuse. No, we're telling you. We're saying if you don't know, this is what it is and how it looks like. And if you're a decent person, you will say, you know what? It's just she just want basic respect. She just really want to be treated like I want to be treated. So if your
okay.
wife came to you and you had burnt her favorite pot, it's like, oh, you so stupid and da 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 for doing that. And she berated you for how you mowed the yard and went in on you on all that stuff. That would begin to be abusive. Now it's a difference when you could come with somebody and correct them in love and in a loving way without being disrespectful, if that's the whole goal. But if the whole goal is to break down someone's self-esteem, that's done in another way, like what
I
young
didn't
Pharaoh
know
did.
somebody. I didn't know one man telling somebody who is a 3 or a 4 that they don't have what it takes to get a 9 or a 10 is abuse. But okay,
How he know good pussy could get
Yes,
you a lot
I
of things if
totally
you a three?
understand that you don't know that.
if you are a 3 or a 4, you need to go get yourself a 3 or a 4.
Good pussy is an equalizer. It could get you a lot. So y'all
No,
stop telling
now,
that lie.
okay,
Okay,
but see, this
Yeah,
okay.
is the problem that I have with
And that's
that.
exactly what I'm talking
Hold
about.
on a second, guys. This is the problem
We
that I have with that. This whole
That I
rating
was just
system
being
thing.
sarcasm. So for
Wait,
people,
wait,
the
wait,
men
wait,
who
Culture. Hold on, because see, I got this. Now, see, you guys sit up here with this whole rating system thing. Do you guys actually go into rich neighborhoods and take a look at the wives of some of these men that earn six figures and higher? Because I have, and I'm telling you, there ain't no nines and tens in them houses. Those women are easily threes and fours. So beauty is
so
in the
women
eye of the
don't rate
beholder.
men.
I'm
Women
sorry.
don't rate men. Women don't rate men.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What I'm saying is these men, the same women that you would call a three or four, if you go into some of these richer upper suburban areas where these guys are making over six figures, they're making well over that. You look at their wives. Now, I don't judge women. You're right. But at the same time, I'm not blind and I know what the regular beauty standards are. And those women do not fall into the category of being a 9 or 10. I'm sorry. So we
Okay.
have been lied to over here as far as what these so called high value men will marry and lay down with. Because what I'm seeing, they're marrying who the hell ever they want to marry. There's no rhyme or no reason. We've been lied to over here. You all go to those rich upper
Yeah,
middle.
yeah. No. No, women have been lied to.
Do you see this
But
teeter
you're
tottering,
just
this
you
black,
just got
this
to be
ping
saying that
pong,
if
this
you
We
agree
we
dog and
on
we live in
black
war,
and white?
that
reality.
you need to
This is
get
a
We
what
get
person that
reality checks
cannot
all
take
day,
any
every day.
ownership.
those
Men are
women
not
are
going to
threes
pick
and
you based
fours,
on
and
your socioeconomic
they're with rich,
status.
high value men.
But I think Miss Allison was right. We need to stick to young Pharaoh and what he was talking about. I don't know how this conversation got to Kevin Samuels, but anyway.
Oh, now we got to.
It started because
Okay.
you said that black women were not listening to the right black men. I'm not sure why you chose to do that.
No, the conversation went way left long time ago when they was talking about submission. I asked Faith about 3 or 4 times. The young Pharaoh mentioned submission. I didn't get an answer.
Oh, okay. No, no,
Okay.
no. Young Pharaoh kept
Uh-huh.
saying over and over again, "You bitches don't know how to act." Okay. He kept
Uh-huh.
saying it over and over again. And yes, I do believe he did mention submission, but I'm not gonna don't quote me on that. But when he
Okay.
kept saying, he did in fact say, "You bitches don't know how to act." Now, to me, what this is saying is that you bitches need to submit in my house. You bitches need to do what the fuck I tell you to do in my house. So he don't have to say anything about submission. This is what he is acting. This is what he is putting out there in the atmosphere. And then the mere fact that he turned around because this young lady posts a picture of a bottle of wine on a table, and he made a big thing over it and humiliated her. This is what he wants to
Uh-huh.
do. Okay, so he don't have to necessarily say submission, but this is what he is portraying. This is who he is. And then over and over again, he says, "I ain't no regular nigga. I ain't no regular nigga. I'm a very, very, very irregular nigga." He's putting himself on this pedestal, all the while degrading the young lady. So I don't want
Okay.
to play them games with you because he
Yeah,
definitely,
now
this is what he
him
is
him
portraying.
saying him calling women the B word, that is a definite problem. I don't refer to any woman as the B word. As ratchet as a woman might be, I don't refer to them as the B word, and I don't refer to myself or any other black man the N word. I don't call anybody that.
But this the thing,
I
just
don't
because
allow women. I don't allow anybody, particularly women, to call me that
if I
because
see
I
a
think it's
four-legged
disrespectful.
animal walking down the street and barking, and it looks like a dog, I don't have to have a scientist come down here from a university and confirm that's a dog. Just because they don't put an official label on stuff and say it don't mean we can't identify what it is. And that's the thing. Even though he hasn't said it, we've identified what the action is. And that's the
And
part
then
they
my
want to say,
next
well, who said that?
and then my
But
next
they
point
said it in their actions.
with this one silly Billy ignorant man did. Okay, how does that get to be? Oh, these black men. Oh,
But
Because
these
it's not just
Negroes.
him.
These
It's
these
really
N
not.
words.
It's a
It is not
culture and
just
it
him.
starts with the talk of
No, it's not a
submission.
culture.
Yes, it is a talking
No, it
point
is
that
not a
is
culture.
repeated from the top down. He may be the worst version of it or kind of the top of the worst
No,
version of it, but it is something that's communicated. And the respectable men are not going to come out and say it that way, but you can sometimes hear it in their talking points and the things that they say.
plenty of
What?
men, plenty of men have called out young Pharaoh,
And they
Yeah, they
should.
have.
and
That's
plenty of
wonderful.
men even
But
before this whole rape thing with Brother Polite.
But when you, and some
Plenty of men
people
have
like
called
to
him out.
Some people like to get the thing of, oh, I'm not that type of man. I'm a good man. But if you're simultaneously peddling soft, I consider soft porn, the soft talking points of that message, while simultaneously, yeah, I'm not that, you are the wolf in sheep's clothing. Because that's what some do.
okay,
Sweetheart,
all right. Now
51%
I'm
of
kind of
black
confused here.
men
go
I'm
ahead,
kind of
bro.
confused here.
are single and
All
childless.
right. So,
and
What would
33% of us are married. So
Wait,
therefore, how in
Stefan.
the world are
Bro,
most black
speak
men
has
are
the
not
flow.
good men?
Stefan, bro, speak.
We are.
Stefan, bro, speak has the floor.
okay?
So what?
I'm trying to understand something right quick. Okay, so the top of soft peeling the same message. Can you describe that for me, Koja? Because I'm kind of confused because on one hand, if young fella is was saying that what was about his house, y'all don't know how to act in his house.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
some narcissistic stuff right there.
okay, I'm trying to understand something. Okay, so if he has specific rules in his house that he wants you to follow, don't he have that right
We
to
actually covered this point. We said yes, he did, but the actions that he did of going online and berating her
right?
was the equivalent to a pimp. What
Yeah,
pimps do
I
to
get
break down they bitches. So we already talked about it. We never said
okay.
he didn't have the right to tell her that. But you want to go off have and rehab that same combo over because I
No,
thought we had about 15 minutes
okay.
ago.
No, no, well, I'm trying to ask another question. Okay, so if you're telling this, you're saying that this whole message about women being submissive, and you're saying even the respectable guys, the good guys, are saying the same thing. What is
Because
the
there is
soft
another part
message?
of that. What they really take that from is biblical context of husband be submissive to your wives, but they never do the part about wives love your husbands love your wives like Christ loved the church. Christ was very humble in some of his acts of washing people's feet and doing other things himself. So they never talk about the husbands um treating their wives like Christ loved the church.
Right,
So we only hear submission without and hold. How about we talk to make why husbands love your wife, the humbleness, the love, and all of that stuff that God did, that Jesus did, because that's where it actually comes from. But we never hear that part. It's never a talking point.
well, that's well, that's coming from the church because they don't
But that's where
they
that
put
whole
that
submission thing actually comes from. A lot of that comes from that. So if people take bits and portions of Bible and religion, especially that one, and they want to use it in other contexts and stuff. But they don't. If you're gonna take some of, take the whole pig. Don't take it and make lipstick out of it and other products out of it, and then say I don't like pig and I don't eat pig. But you're using pig products. So you
right.
can't take half of it and then not convey, because it communicates a disingenuousness. It doesn't communicate you're actually trying to be fair. You're trying to pick the points that fit your gender and what is in your best interest instead of what's in the best interest of the family in a whole.
Well, the Bible
Right.
doesn't say wives are supposed to love their husbands. So technically, y'all don't have to love us. We have to love you guys. If you want to take it there,
Okay, if y'all want to play the semantic game, that was just a portion
No,
in
that's
relation to
true.
that.
That's really true,
So
though.
you go ahead. So
I mean, it's in the
y'all
Bible.
do. I have no problem with loving my husband, whether God told me or not, because actually God said what I'm not sure if it's the Bible, but it's been communicated that we're supposed to love everybody, and there are different types of love. So we're actually really supposed to kind of love everybody. So I didn't know
Well,
we had to
hold on
actually
a
point
second.
that out.
I just want to know what part of the Bible says that a man can just take random women and expect them to submit to him, and then when they don't, they got a right to humiliate them and call them out their name and just be so
nobody says that,
protection.
Faith.
But this the part of what they
But I'm just saying, why
um
we bringing up the Bible? I mean, let's not bring up the Bible then, because the
Yeah,
Bible ain't even
I
part of
agree.
the discussion.
but that's where
Yeah,
I was only trying to point out that's where the submission part comes from. But they don't take it. They want to pick their in pieces and use it to their benefit. And we know how to do debate and talking points, but that actually communicates that you're not being honest.
But see,
And
the
if that's
thing
what you
about
want
it
to,
is
if that's what they want to
when
do,
you
do it.
start bringing
But
the
don't use the
Bible
Bible to
into the
do it.
conversation, when you start bringing the
And
Bible
who
into the
does that?
conversation, it kind of
And I
colludes
just
the conversation
no, but
because
that's where the
now
submission
we're
talks
getting
comes
into
from.
religious semantics,
Submission
and this
comes
is
from the
not
book of
about religion.
Corinthians.
But that's where the submission talk comes from. It comes out of that scripture in the Bible. And they want to take that because if you're not religious, you're not religious. I don't have a problem with it. But I was just pointing out that that's where it comes from. That's when they say be submissive. But it's also another portion. But I ain't got to bring, but even non-religious men spout this, but that's the origins of it. So
Well,
if you're
there's
going to
more
take
than
it,
just Christians, you know. I mean, there's many men who consider themselves to be Hebrews or Muslims, and submission is part of Islam as
and,
well. So,
and
I
if
mean,
they
I
really
don't
want to
think
talk
we should.
about it,
I don't think we should just
but if you,
utilize one religion. There's a lot of black
yeah,
men with talking points for various reasons.
You know,
but
I
my
just
thing is this
explained
here,
the whole
if they even
submission
actually
thing
go to
a
that in
couple
the
of
polygamy
times.
talk,
Hold
most of
on.
the problems in the Bible actually came out of polygamy and people vying for their interests. It was the Muslims and the Jews don't like each other because they fucking stepbrother and stepsister. So within all them talking points, ain't nothing but chaos came out of those relationships. So, you know, when they get into these wannabe semi-spiritual things that they use for their talking points, and especially like a young Pharaoh, all of those relationships were chaotic. It was always a lot of backbiting, stealing, fighting, and fighting for the best interest of their child, their male children, and their
Most men do
advancement.
not
So it
subscribe
created chaos.
to polygamy.
I'm just saying, it was a
But it
chaotic
has
thing
become,
from the
it is
beginning.
getting more and more, the people are talking about it more and more. It is becoming more prevalent in these black communities.
Right.
It has,
And
it's not as if black men are not out here just demanding submission. You guys are. I
Who are
mean,
these
every
dusty
all
ass
you hear
hobos?
about is submission.
So this is what I'm saying. When people tell you that this is happening, you want to just discard it. Oh, they're dusty, they're a hobo. None of that matters. It's still happening and it's still affecting black people, black men, black women, black children. So I mean, do these people not matter? Does the abuse that they experience not matter anymore because they're dusty ass hobos?
And the
It's
thing
still
about it,
a trickling down and affecting all of us.
To your point, Stefan, earlier, you were talking about how black men called out a lot of these black men that were dusty. They called out young Pharaoh. You said that they called out polite. But yeah, they did. I
Been
believe
called
that
out.
Sonetta knew, and quite a few other black men knew about polite sleeping with these underage young women. But then you turn around, these men are still doing business with polite. They're still breaking bread with them. They're still collaborating with him. They're doing all of this, and they know that he's dirty. So how, if you
And
know that this
and
guy
shame
is
on them
dirty, you
too.
have identified this guy as being dirty, but you still breaking bread, doing business, collaborating, and the
And
whole
shame
nine
on
yards.
those men too. We've been called out the so-called conscious community.
But why are you trying to act as if black women are wrong when we say that this is an issue within the community? Because even though these guys called him out, they're still breaking bread with him, and that is the issue. See, when you can't
Are
just
you
call
calling
someone
out?
out
Are
and
you
turn
calling
around
out? Are
and
you
be
are you
and
going to call out
parlaying
his
with it.
wives as well? Are you calling?
I
Are you going to
did.
call
I
out the
did.
four of his wives as well?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay.
So my thing is
yep.
this here: when we have these conversations, all of this stuff is actually connected. And my thing is, we have the conversation about one thing, but these things are so interconnected. And when we discuss one aspect and then not link the whole thing together to see the entire picture. If I come into a house to buy a house and on the outside it look good, am I not going to go inside the house to inspect it and see all the other stuff? So we need to connect all the dots and all the pieces, and that was my only thing, that when we talking about this here, it's connected to another talking point and another talking point to get the entire picture of what's happening.
Right. Because like I said, when you said, do I call the women out? I did. I said, even in this situation with young Pharaoh, I said these women are sitting here and they're standing in line to be the next contestant on Who's the Dumbest. I said this. They're standing in
Mhm.
line for it. Now he's done with the one girl, so he's outing her and putting her on Front Street while he's lifting up the next girl. This is the grooming process. And I
And did I
said
hear you say
women
that
are
she's? I'm sorry,
That's
Faith. I don't
that
mean to cut you off.
secondary narcissistic supply. What he
Did I
doing?
did
You know
I
what
hear you
narcissists
say
do.
that he's got some of these some of these young ladies living up in his house in bunk beds and whatnot?
I think that was
No,
Nature
not
Boy.
that.
No, that
That
was
was
that
Nature
Oh,
blue
that's
Boy,
face,
right?
nature boy.
Blueface,
blue face, whoever.
Oh, okay. He trying to do some more R. Kelly. That sounds like some more R. Kelly stuff right there.
right?
But
Um,
the underbelly of a lot of this stuff is still that. See, we don't want to talk about the underbelly of what is the common denominator of when you strip all of that stuff away, what's still there. And we don't discuss that push because we say, oh, we don't want to. The most of the times that we've seen this stuff and it actually comes to the light, there's always that underbelly of what they do.
The common denominator is that the black community is a matriarchy, and it should be a patriarchy. Now, when the black
No, I
community
don't think
was
you
a
understand
No,
what
patriarchy,
I
patriarchy
ain't
is.
none
I
of this
don't think
stuff
you
was
I
going on.
listen.
understand.
No,
Black
sir.
men are in no
That's the
position
elephant in
to
the
be
room.
anything. You all
In
are
a
not in any
patriarchy,
position.
women were not even allowed to own property. That means when my father died and he didn't have no sons, my father money go to my husband, not me, because I'm not allowed to have money. So that is what patriarchy means. And I don't think y'all get the full
My
scope
grandmother
of
owned
that.
property.
You don't get the full scope of it. What it means
My grandmother
women.
owned property. The both of my grandmothers owned
That's I
property.
did not. When you talk about patriarchy in its truest form and what it represents, that was because it was diluted. So when you talk about patriarchy and you're saying we need this, you really need
When I
to
talk about
know
patriarchy,
what true
I mean a
faith break
team.
down
I
what
mean
patriarchy mean to them.
okay.
Because I know you probably
Break down
faith
what a
done a lot.
patriarchy means. A patriarchy, in this sense, what I'm talking about, as far as is a community of black men who are heads of households who came together to make a community and to protect, provide, and yes, protect and provide for the community. And yes,
Okay,
Who's
the
So
women
stopping
that
and
them?
the
would
Ain't
be
children
nobody
should
stopping
be
them
incumbent
from
upon
protected
doing
black
that.
from
Who's
but
men
that.
to
stopping
create
them?
I
that
got the
Who's
networking
stopping
So
them?
definition
therefore,
of
since
patriarchy. I got the
excuse me,
definition of
excuse
excuse me,
would
patriarchy.
it be I'm sorry,
Okay,
would it be
the
incumbent upon those black men to create that community?
I'm sorry.
Wouldn't it be incumbent upon those black men to take the initiative to create that networking system?
We can't do that if we ain't getting the cooperation from the ladies.
Well, hold on. While you sitting up here talking about cooperation and a patriarchy, here's the definition. It says this is a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is the head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. This is also a system of society or government in which men hold power and women are largely excluded from it. So now, why would you need our cooperation?
His grandmother would not have been able to own property in a true patriarchy. And see, y'all use these terms and y'all don't know the whole of it. Now, if you want to say a modified patriarchy, because
Because the black community
I'm
ain't a true
very good.
patriarchy.
Okay, but you need to be more concise in your language and what you're communicating because I can only go off of what you say. So, in its truest form, whoever said their grandmother owned property, your grandmother would not be able to own property in a true patriarchy.
But
Exactly.
see, unlike us, but see, unlike other men,
In a
see,
true
black men,
patriarchy, men would not ask
historically,
women to
we share
build.
our power. We
In
share
a
our power
true
with our women.
patriarchy,
You want a
men would
modified
not
patriarchy with
ask
all the
women to
power.
build.
Exactly.
We share our power with our women.
But that's
Then
not a
that is not a
patriarchy.
We share
patriarchy.
we share we
That's
share
not a
everything.
patriarchy.
wait a
It's
minute.
not a patriarchy then. You need to go find out whatever the term is for what you're talking about, but that would not be a patriarchy. So I can
Okay.
But
only communicate with you with what you communicate. So before we use
Okay.
these terms,
Well,
we
okay.
need
Well,
to
let me
know
be
what
more
they stand
specific.
for in their
Okay. Well,
entirety.
let me be more specific. A patriarchy, the man needs to be the head of the family. Point blank. Period. And when I say a man needs to be the head of the family, I don't mean no stepfather crap. I mean a father.
But in order for you to
We
do
need
that and
fathers.
step into that
We don't
role,
need
you
any
have
more
to earn
stepfathers.
it. You have to
Okay, well,
earn
earn
that
it.
role.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to put
Okay.
in work for it. And you
Excuse
don't turn
me.
to your women and say, you
Faith,
got to help me be a
faith,
leader. You don't ask the women
faith,
to help you be a leader.
faith, faith. This is the only thing it takes. What I was describing to you earlier, when you meet a man in the frozen in the frozen food section in the grocery store, When you meet a man, in the laundromat, say yes. Don't give him a hard time.
What?
Say yes to what?
Just say
Oh
yes.
Lord.
To what?
What the hell?
When the
Dude,
man
see
asks
what
you
I'm
out,
talking about.
when the man asks you out, when the
Listen.
man gets down on one
No,
knee to
no,
marry
no,
you,
no,
only
no.
married people only say yes to marriage-minded men. Over the last 30 or 40 years,
You know
black
what,
women have not
Stefan? You
been
need to
saying
just
yes to
stop.
marriage-minded
Just
men.
stop right
You
now.
chose
Say
baby
less.
daddies over
Say
husbands.
less, Stefan. Please say less.
Ain't no say less. Ain't no say less. That's the God's honest truth.
Oh,
I'm
Stefan,
gonna go.
what grocery store are you going to today, Stefan?
Oh, I'm not going to the grocery store today. I went to the store
Oh,
yesterday.
darn it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Girl, stay out of that
Yeah.
grocery store. You don't want to bump into him. Stay out of
Oh,
it.
if there was more men, like me, there wouldn't be a young Pharaoh.
But let me say this
But you
here.
understand, young Pharaoh is operating off of his own self-imposed patriarchy. So is Polite, so is Nature Boy, so are all of these people. And you see what actually
Listen,
happens. They get these women under
this
them, and then they bait
this
and
what
flip the script and abuse and try to be
what are
dictators over them.
right.
no, what are they doing over there though? You got women
I
that are
just
giving
told
up their
you.
little kitty cat over there to him. So therefore, so
But
therefore,
Golden changed her mind when he
if
changed
they
his
weren't giving up
tactics.
the kitty cat,
But when
if they
he
wasn't
changed
giving
his
up the
tactics,
cookie,
Golden had the right to change her mind. When he changed up how that was gonna run,
Right, and
it wasn't what he said
Golden is coming of
initially.
age.
She changed her
Golden
mind.
is about the same age as Nature Boy. Keep in mind that these women that are over there now, they're young. Their minds are not fully developed yet. Golden has come into her own. Golden is in her mid-20s now, and she's thinking straight. And he can't control
aren't
Golden.
the
What
ladies,
we do is this here, Kamaya.
the ones
Come
that
here,
used to always say, "Oh, well, see, girls mature so much faster than
print.
boys."
We can't print.
Didn't y'all used to say that?
And
No, that's
No,
what y'all used
science
to
says
say.
that.
No,
Science.
I ain't never said that.
Yeah, that was science that
Ain't,
said that. That wasn't men.
ain't no
That was science.
science.
Science. So
yeah,
Prove
that's
the
let's
what I'm
get
gonna
that
say. Make
scientists.
clear.
your
That
Prove
was
the
file on here
scientific
for
women.
that
now.
was science saying that. That was not men.
Okay.
Well, now
No,
science
that
We
says
just
was
used that.
women.
that little
The
boys
women
and
were the
girls' minds
scientists
don't
said
mature
that.
until their mid-20s.
Huh?
You all need to update your science books because now
Hold on,
it's
let
saying
me
something different.
get my
I
print.
know. I agree with you, but unfortunately, both sides, the men and the women, are using that same thing to either demonize women or vilify men.
No,
Because
women are coming to the
No.
table fair and equal. We're saying we don't
well,
mind building with you because guess what? We are saying I'm saying I can't speak for all. I'm saying I don't mind building with you, black man. But
I,
in this
I,
process, I'm bringing 50% to the table. I have a right to make decisions within this process because
Right.
when we're building and you go get that loan, that is a marital debt that is assigned to me also. So I have a say so in that,
Exactly. If I
and I
got to
have a
pay
voice.
50% of the bills, I get to make 50% of the decisions. That's
agree,
what the
and
people get you.
And most of the
and
time, if you bring in, but you cannot do that if you bring in 100% of the baggage too.
100% of what?
They're
100% of the
talking about
baggage.
Black men
children.
don't have baggage. Y'all be having baggage too.
No, no, no. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
we
Who
here.
has
I'm
more out
here.
of wedlock babies?
Yeah,
Hold on
he's
a
talking
second.
about children. Children
Well,
are
guess what? If he
children are
married that baby
viewed
mama and had a shotgun wedding, that'll
Who got
eliminate the
children
baby
are
who
boy.
viewed
got
as
all
And
these
valuable.
baby
who else?
mamas out here?
Who else
Who
brings
every
in
time
lazy
I
family
meet one of you
members?
Negroes, y'all
oh,
got 2 and 3 baby mamas.
oh,
So don't even
No,
try
that
it.
is a
Just
lie.
because you guys don't have the baby saddled to you like the women have the
Nope.
baby saddled to us, don't mean
Nope.
that we don't have to deal with the baby mama drama and you with all them damn kids.
And you chose that. You chose that man.
Oh no, I
Most
didn't
of
choose nothing. I don't
No, no,
choose
no.
any guy that have a
and they
whole bunch
chose
of
that
kids.
well,
man.
But what
Most
I'm
You're
black
changing
men
the
don't
saying
even
is
rules.
have
there is a
children.
lot of that out there. Don't even try to sit up here and act like it's only black women with children when you got
But
all
this
these
is
men running around here with babies.
but this is what they do. When they talking point
What
gets
they do.
debunked, they go to try to do these triggering points, talking about baby mama and this and that to deflect. You didn't know what the definition of patriarchy was. You tried to use a word. You didn't know what it was. The example somebody throw out is their grandmother without knowing that his grandma wouldn't be able to own crap. And if that grandmother passed her land on to you, you better be glad we're not in a patriarchy. So they do this, and then when their points get debunked with factual stuff, they try to go to the gaslighting stuff of baby mamas and this and that because they can no longer have the intellectual fact based discussion.
Right, and you
I,
guys don't even know what you're talking about with that figure. You don't understand even how the EEOC, how what you call it, the National Vital Statistics break down those records. They go off birth records when they're going by those statistics. And if you go and read the little black and white writing on the bottom of that stuff, it tells you where they get the information from. Now, a lot of that is from birth records, and they
Okay.
say all the time. They said the actual number of single fathers is not accurate because they don't have all the information because they get all the information from birth records, and 40% of black women do not put the father's name on the birth certificate. So there's way more black men out there who are single fathers than is being recorded in those records, according to the National Vital Statistics records and the Census Bureau. And they wrote that in there, but Negroes do not read.
okay.
There's about
Well,
20% of black men who are single fathers.
Once again,
About
that
20%.
figure is the only figure that they have because once again they don't have all the information. They
I
Faith,
say
stop
wonder.
trying
I
it.
wonder when. I
Stop.
wonder when
white.
black
They
They
women
don't
don't
are going to
read.
hear
keep it
that.
real with themselves and admit that they're man sharing.
Lord have mercy. You would rather sit up here and just
You
you
the
know
one going up,
what?
going against CDC statistics
Yes, I am. I am going
and
by the
black
CDC
demographics,
statistics. You're
and
not going.
also the
Because
Pew
as a matter of
Institute,
fact, that number, that 20%
and
number that
also
you're
the
talking about, if you
Census
put
Bureau.
that into a Google search engine right now, you will not be able to find that figure. That is a made up figure that you guys have been throwing around online for years. But now there is a new figure by the CDC where they have actually, I think it was back in 2018, they started tracking unwed fathers and they came up with the figure of 38%. And then in black and white, they go into explain how they broke down that number and how there is missing numbers in that statistic. So they say it is an incomplete statistic because of the lack of information.
Well, you know what
okay.
they say:
So,
"Papa's baby, mama's baby, papa's maybe."
okay. Well, so we don't really know how many black men right now who don't have children at all.
Yeah, we do.
So,
No, you
so we
don't.
don't. So we
We
really don't.
know
So
this
we
on
can't
tape.
say that a certain group of men are making are the ones making all these babies
Yeah,
or
we
nothing like
can.
that. I mean, well, look, I mean, we know that certain guys are the face of it. That we can say assuredly, but we don't know how many black men specifically have children or not. We don't know how many
Hey, my
never
man, can I
been
ask you
married,
something?
never
Do you
want
have
to be
do you have
married, or
children?
been divorced, or all
Do
these
you have
kind of
kids?
things. So there's no guarantee of really anything. We
Do
don't
you
even
have
know
children?
about the single mother out of birth, out of
Do you
wedlock
have children?
rate. So
Do you have
it's
children?
like we don't know, huh?
Yeah, I said, do you have children?
No, I don't have no children.
Yeah, neither do I.
Okay, and
But
Okay,
I
I
have
bet
there
the
we
three
know
daughters,
but
too.
I bet the
and
women on
two
the
of
panel
them
got
have
kids.
no children. What is that supposed to mean?
Most
I
of us
mean,
And
don't
yeah,
have
they're
children.
in their 30s, no kids. So what is
Most
that
of us don't
supposed to
have
mean?
children.
yeah, but
Most
I
black
have a
men
here's the
don't
niece,
have
thing.
she's
children.
27, no kids. What is that supposed to mean?
Most black men don't have children.
Okay, once again, 42% of black women are childless. Did you know that?
Actually, it's 18%.
No, it's not. See, once again, you don't even know what you're talking.
I'm sitting there, I'm looking in front of me.
No, 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 no.
60
You have to go to
percent
the National
60% of
Vital
black women have
Statistics.
multiple baby
Go,
daddies.
no, no. Go to National Vital Statistics. In the system says
More
it's
black men are married than black women.
42%. It's 42%. It's 42%. But once again, you Negroes do not know how to read and interpret the stats. And that's the reason why you have no business regurgitating anything, any of this rhetoric around YouTube until you get astute in learning how to read statistics.
I'm
You
just
have
saying.
no business repeating anything.
But still, this has nothing to do with young Pharaoh. But I
Okay,
Oh, it
guess
now,
does. It
Actually,
actually does.
anytime
Because,
actually, it
okay,
kind of
it has
does.
a
you
lot
just
to
Actually,
do with
vilify
it.
us.
The way that you're
But
talking to this man right now, Faith, trying to convince him is very similar to the way that that young lady is talking to young Pharaoh over and over again. The difference is you have more power than that young lady does because you're a more evolved woman. But it's the same cyclical kind of nonsense. This, it's very similar.
everything, so what I'm saying is nonsense.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
listen,
Yeah.
wow. So
I'm gonna go ahead and step out
if they
and
were
listen to you
both
from the clouds,
fathers,
Faith. Okay.
I don't think that I don't.
all right,
I
Koja,
said
thank
by
you
me
so much
saying
for
that they
coming.
all right,
they were
Koji.
both
Thank you.
You have a
Bye
fathers,
good
bye.
one.
You too.
that this
All
would be
right, well,
happening. That's
I'm
nonsense.
about to
Oh,
wrap this
okay.
up anyway because this is going on 3 hours, guys. You know I don't like to
And,
go past the 3 hour mark. So what I'm
and
gonna
we're
start
stuck.
doing, I'm sorry.
And we're stuck on
Yeah,
this
we're stuck.
back to the same
We're never
stuff
gonna
that
get
we've
past
been.
this. We're
Yeah.
never gonna get past this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into final thoughts. I'm gonna start with Mr. Stefan Moultrie down at the bottom and work my way around. So Stefan, please give us your closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts are this. Um, as far as young Pharaoh goes, I'm not a fan. I think that we should have stuck to the topic of young Pharaoh and this one person being disrespectful and this one person only, not turning it into a black man hate fest. And as far as submission goes, submission is only owed to whoever is under our leadership, who is under our headship. Because at the end of the day, we build communities, we maintain communities. We're held responsible for that, not the women, not the children. That's all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, submission is more so cooperation, not slavery. So, therefore, I think the ladies need to stop playing into this feminist agenda. That's all I'm saying. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Mr. Moultrie. Thank you for coming. Please do come again. All right, Miss I am Allison in Wonderland. Please grace us with
First,
your pithy words of wisdom, sis.
well, thank you for having me. I had so much fun. My first time actually being on here. So I appreciate it. One thing I want to say is that it's very clear to me, and I hope it's clear to others, that there is this tendency, unfortunately, in our community, and I don't think it's just us, but people really don't want to address the abuse head on and understand how pervasive it truly is. It is not just these one off situations. And when we use people like young Pharaoh or Nature Boy or Polite or Umar or whomever, these are just examples. And there are so many more people like this, people that might be your neighbors across the street, down the block, your friends. There are so many Black women, Black children, and Black men who are affected by this narcissistic abuse. And we can go at each other all day with this Black man versus Black woman thing. But that is symptomatic. That's Black and white thinking, which is a symptom of being emotionally manipulated. Please be careful when you're listening to any particular sector or schism, because a lot of times their perspective is meant to program you into thinking in a very specific and rigid way. And that is not what we need. We need to open up the conversation with empathy for all the people who claim that they have been hurt and abused. It affects our children and it is systemic. And we will not get out of this mess until we start listening to people.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. I am Allison in Wonderland. And yes, this is her first time, her debut on my channel. I'm so happy to have you and that you graced us with your presence finally. You've been listening for a long time, so I am honored to have you here.
Oh, thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Allison.
All right. Bro, speak. Last but not least, bless us with your pithy words of wisdom.
Yes. Let me be clear about before patriarchy, and I think patriarchy wouldn't be a bad thing, but like many things, it can be abused, especially you had the wrong male in charge, and that was was happening in America when they had a patriarchy. It wasn't geared. It The intention was to protect the women so that the women don't have all the stressors in life and with work and all this stuff. But unfortunately, you had a group of males. Well, I'm not calling them men; they were males who were using that to dominate women, control women, because they were afraid of women, their actual nature or whatever. So that's why it was kind of like abolished. But unfortunately, we went the other way around to where now the women are gaining more and more power and then trying to control men as well. To young Pharaoh's situation, this is a feminine dude. I'm not gonna call him the G word because, like I said, unless I see him with a dude having intercourse, I'm never gonna call a dude gay. Damn, I'm trying not to use that word, but god damn it. But anyway, so but this is a feminine dude, and a lot of these feminine dudes, a lot of women gravitate to them because they think because he may have money, he looks good, he's flashy, but they don't understand that this dude can't control himself emotionally. He don't have no real power, and his only power is through these broken women. Unfortunately, these guys are allowed to thrive, like young Vero, Brother Polite. They're allowed to thrive because us in the community look up to them because we see the glitter, and we're thinking, oh, I either want to be him or we want to be with him. And meanwhile, we don't see the other part of it, the abuse, the manipulation, and all this different stuff that's going on. And he's just allowed to thrive until something major happens. And so, if we're going to correct this, first thing we have to do is men, we got to be getting power outside of women. We cannot be dependent on women at all. We can't be asking them for help. We can't be going 50-50. We can't be trying to control them, trying to rule them because you can't control anybody. And women need to stop being around dudes who are like that. Stop listening to some dude who's gaslighting you, saying you're a queen, you're a god, and kind of stuff. That is a setup from the word go. If he's not holding you accountable for things, for the wrong things that you do, and just saying that you are perfect in every way and nothing's wrong with you, yeah, he's setting you up for a fall, and he's setting you up to be controlled like that woman in the picture, just because she took a picture of him. Now, again, like I said before, nothing wrong with having rules and standards in your house. Nothing wrong with it. A man should have that. But when you are not, when you're doing things like this, putting this woman on Jump Street and just going on and on and on, all it shows that He has no control of his life. He has really no power. All he has is money and the fame that he got off of YouTube or Instagram, wherever he is. Because I don't follow this guy. I don't know him. But it just shows. And we got to get past that glitter and actually look at these actual people. And one more thing, I'll close with this. It's okay for women to be hypergamous. I don't have no problem with that. You should be. You should be getting the best man for the job. But if you're meeting a guy and he don't fit what you need, you have to be able to be like, hey, I, I'm just not interested and let it go at that. You don't have to string dudes along and all this kind of thing. You need to be asking all these questions and have your requirements up front, up Jump Street, so everybody know what's going on. And he's either going to two things: he's going to meet it or he's not. Even if he's faking, he's still going to meet it because he still want to be in your presence. If you don't have that set up, anything can happen. And now you're getting cussed out on Instagram because you took a picture. So that's it. Thank you, Faith, for having me on. I appreciate it. No problem. Have a good one.
No problem, bro. Speak. You know, it's always a pleasure to have you up here. And actually, I could not have said it better myself. Bro Speak hit on a lot of things that I wanted to say in my closing. But basically, I want to reiterate again that it is women that give these type of men who are abusive that kind of power over them. Now, in this video, you saw a young woman. She was crying. She was apologizing over and over again. She was trying to endear herself, get back in his good graces. And this man had no regard for her feelings. He had no empathy for her. Anytime that you have a guy that's like this, this is not somebody that you should seek to get any type of approval from. This is not anybody that you want to submit. uh I put in air quotations, submit to. This is a narcissist. Now, as far as a patriarchy is concerned, you guys know exactly how I feel about black men in a patriarchy. I don't think that they're ready. I don't. There has still got to be a lot of work to be done with black men in the black community as far as their leadership abilities and capabilities. Until black women can see that you all are serious about respecting young black women and children, I don't believe that black women should be trusting black male leadership at this point. You shouldn't. Now, as far as your specific man, each woman to her own man and each man to his own woman, yes. But collectively, if you're talking about black men taking over a patriarchy collectively as a whole in leadership, well, you can see how that's going if you just look over to Afghanistan. Okay? The black men of the Taliban are already forcing young girls to be child brides over there. So that is exactly what black male leadership would look like with men who were powerless. Because, like I said, the Taliban was powerless for a long, long time. And the moment that they got any type of power, they began to inflict their will over women and children, which is sad. So this is the reason why I said black men still have a long way to go, because the mentality, it's not the fact that you all have penises, it's your mentality that needs to be corrected. It's really messed up. And so until the overall mentality is corrected, I wouldn't be trusting no black male leadership at all. Absolutely not. Right, Allison in Wonderland says it's all individual, definitely not ready for anything collective. Exactly. Arab Black TV says every black male isn't the same. Do we believe in roles inside a relationship between man and woman anymore? Or is it we can just do and say whatever we want within one? And I'm going to answer you, Arrow Black, because you've been a long time subscriber and you support this channel for a long time. I'm not saying individually, like Allison in Wonderland was saying, individually, every woman to her man and every man to his woman. But collectively, no, you guys are not ready. You're not ready. Right now as a whole, we still have an issue with black men being present, and I mean really being present in their children's lives and not abandoning their whole families. We still have issues with that. I know it's not a popular thing to say, because when I say this, you'll have a whole bunch of black men coming out of the woodworks. I be in my child life. I do for my child. But then in the same breath, you'll go to over to another panel and you'll see these same men complaining about child support. They're complaining about having to support their own children. So the two cannot exist in the same space if we're talking about leadership. If you're a leader, you're not going to complain about having to provide. So it's a big problem, a huge problem. But I'm not going to take up any more time. It's already 7 minutes after the 3 o'clock mark. But I will say that I appreciate everybody that graced the panel today. Koja Malik, Bro Speak, I am Addison in Wonderland, Stefan Moultrie. All of you, have made this show a fantastic build. It was a good conversation, one that needed to be had, something that we do need to talk about and not sweep over under the rug. And everybody's opinion here was valid. So, even though we don't agree on everything all the time, it's really good to be able to have the conversation. It's really good to be able to get the different point of views out and to hash it out. We did not come to any meetings of the mind today, and that's okay. But until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.